It's a perfect night for falling in love. Oh, baby, why not tonight? If you're watching, oh, let me know. I've got the only person that I'm worried about their opinion. His name is Edwin Banks, and he's in the Twitter chat. Yo, oh, baby, I'm gonna give it 30 more seconds here. This may be the start. I got coffee. I think this is the coffee one, and then this is juice. All right, and giant jug of water. This is gonna be fucking nuts. Oh man, Caitlin's downstairs listening. This is gonna be good. She might tune in. Who knows? That was juice. That was not coffee. Went for the wrong one. All right. Okay. All right, Eddie boy. He said, no, I do not need to mix them all together. No, thank you. I'm good. Totally good on that. Well, baby, why not tonight? Doing talking tremors and doing it right. It's the perfect night for reading some scripts. We're gonna go back to perfection. Why not some grab boys? They are a metaphor for love. Cause they're like penises and they're under the ground. I may have lost myself on that metaphor. Yo, everybody, if you're watching, welcome to Talking Tremors, the only podcast where I'm fucking crazy enough to actually do something like this. I am your host, Levi Dylan Burzloff-Lutt. Okay. I am fully 10,000% terrified to do this one. And Caitlin just laughed at me when I said that, because it's like, well, you do this all the time. What's wrong with you? It's like, yeah, okay, I do. And I've done the Kevin Bacon pilot script. But you know what? Nobody knows that, so it doesn't matter. I've done the Tremors 2 script, but again, nobody really knows that. They're barely like, there's a Tremors 2 with Val and Heather, and it's like, fucking idiots. Which, quite frankly, that was one of my favorites. That was such a great read. I don't mean like the reading itself, but like the script of that. It's just awesome. But now it is time for the big kahuna, motherfucker. And there's gonna be some motherfuckers. There are no mother humpers in this next one, where this is full motherfucking swearing. Cunt bitches, asshole, tit middies. Is gonna be really good. If you don't know, so what's happening, obviously you don't know because I didn't actually tell you, because I never actually tell you until I realize I should tell you, is that tonight I am gonna read Beneath Perfection by you can't see it on that one, maybe you can see it on that one, by S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock. This is, you're Beneath Perfection. You're like, what the fuck is this? This is the original name for Tremors. And then Universal Studios was like, we want to sell more to Japanese people, and they like earthquakes. So let's name it Tremors. And I admit that like Tremors has more staying power as a franchise name, but the idea was never to have it as a franchise. This is meant to be a one-off film. So the idea, Beneath Perfection, you're going to find out that this script is a lot more writery. That's my best way that I'm going to put it here. This is totally different than the movie that we got. You can tell that Ron Underwood, or the not just Ron, but Ron and Nancy is the best way to put it, added their editorial condensing spin to it. So here's what's funny. People talk about Tremors being really gay, or that it could be gay, and the movie, there's a back and forth. I know that's what I agree, Edwin. It would be like a bad title for sequels, but like they didn't want sequels in the first place. So imagine the timelines. We live in the grayest timeline. But Ron Underwood and Nancy definitely made a lot of producer decisions on this script. But it's still great. Really, this is so great. You're gonna find out that this is a writer's movie. And if you're playing along, following along, doing all that jazz or whatever, I gotta make sure. 1 second here. Do not turn off. Keep that on. My display just turned off, so I gotta make sure that my display does not die. Let's see. Go make it. How do I make sure it don't turn off? Don't turn off, display. What are you doing? I don't need you to sleep. Don't sleep on me. All right. Because I got the whole script here, so we're gonna. Oh, it's not a rut row. This is all part of it. But this is a writer's script, and if you're following along, the drinking game that I want you to play is every time you hear the word plan, take a drink, because you're gonna hear it a fucking lot. All right, and I have to say before we go that the only reason I'm doing this was not an original plan that I had when I started out today. This is me, just fucking jumped in. Been listening to the movie in the background while I'm working all day. Bob Wilson, Steve S.S. Wilson's dad, passed away on August 2nd, 2022. And if you don't know, Bob is the one who filmed pretty much all of the Tremors, the Lost Tapes footage, which is one of the best, absolute best behind the scenes things you will ever see. And go to Steve S.S. Wilson's personal page at Real Deal Productions on YouTube. Go subscribe. Go watch all 23, 25, 30 episodes of Tremors Lost Tapes. And just thank you, Bob Wilson. Thank you. Because if it wasn't for Bob, Bob is the one that like pushed Steve to get into the film school. Like he signed up to have a psychology major, and Bob was like, "No, you didn't, Steve. You're gonna be a filmmaker." And went and signed him up and took out all of his psychology courses and went and signed him up for film school instead. So we would have zero Tremors at all. There would be nothing beneath perfection without Bob Wilson. So, without further ado, I will take a drink because this is going to be nuts. I got my coffee. Like I said, I got my coffee and I got juice and I got water because this is going to be nuts. Without further ado, this is for Bob Wilson. Beneath Perfection, written by S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock. Work draft number 6 from June 21st, 1988. To note, folks, Tremors was written from 1984 to 1989. Like, that's how long they wrote this shit. Exterior, Desert Valley, day. The high desert, absolutely silent. A vast, hard landscape stretching away to distant mountains. The silence is broken by hoofbeats. Exterior, Edgar's Place, day. It's a simple cabin, dwarfed by a big ramshackle barn. Edgar Deems, 60s, a weathered desert rat of a hermit, is walking his donkey around in circles. Now, rattling toward them down an endless dirt road, comes an old sun-bleached Buick. It stops, and out leans old Fred, 70s, wearing a sweat-stained fedora. The two friends nod. how's she doing? Oh, sorry, old Fred. How's she doing? Edgar, she wants to lay down. I'm a little worried. Old Fred climbs out with a bushel basket of carrots. Well, I brung her something I know she likes. Damn, Fred, you can't give away all those. Oh, forget it. I got vegetables coming out my ears. Usually the varmints eat 'em halfway up my crop, but lately I ain't so much as seen a gopher or a jackrabbit nowheres. If that ain't the truth. And I count on 'em for a little bit of the stew meat. Thank you, Fred. Edgar takes the carrots and feeds one to the donkey. Here you go, Justine. Look what Fred brought you. We playing cards tonight? I think I'm going to be sitting up with her. I'd do the same. Well, I'll catch you Thursday. You bet. The men nod and old Fred drives off. Close up of the donkey's hooves thumping along as Edgar leads her to the barn. Let's get you out of the sun for a spell. I'll get you some fresh water. But suddenly, we hear the donkey restlessly stomping its hooves and braying. Edgar turns, concerned. Now we hear an odd sound. Distant thunder? The wind? The donkey gets more and more frantic. The barn shudders violently. Frightened birds explode from the eaves. Dust puffs from every old seam. Roof shingles rain down. Edgar stares in amazement. Some kind of earthquake! Then another sound. The donkey starts screeching in wild panic. Justine, hang on! I'm coming! Edgar races back to the barn and flings open the doors. Interior, Edgar's barn, day. Dust swirls through the air, but the barn is empty. No donkey. Now Edgar is hit by a ghastly stench. He staggers back and covers his nose with a handkerchief. Then he sees splattered across the walls blood. What in the name of Jehovah? He raises his arms up above the doorframe. When he lowers them, he's holding a 12-gauge shotgun. He races outside, ready to shoot, but there's nothing as far as the eye can see. And now that I said that, I'm going to get a gun. I always like having the prop gun ready. Exterior, cliffs, dawn. The sun lights up a spectacular sheer cliffs, which plunge 1,000 feet from a ruggedly beautiful high desert plateau. At the top of the cliffs, silhouetted against the dawn, a lone cowboy seems to gaze in deep contemplation at the sunrise. As we move in, we realize he's actually peeing over the cliff. This is Valentine McKee, 25. Smart and good-looking, Val has nevertheless managed to underachieve brilliantly. He coasts through life, following the path of least resistance, which has brought him to this dubious rustic existence on the edge of civilization. But lately, he's beginning to wonder why he hasn't accomplished more in his 25 years. As a few sleepy cows gaze at him, Sleepy Val shuffles over to his battered old pickup. A hand-painted sign on the door reads, V&E, all types of jobs. Indeed, the pickup bed is jumbled with tools and supplies for every conceivable odd job, and the noisily snoring form of his partner, huddled in a dirty sleeping bag. Val raps on the side of the truck. Good morning, Mr. Bassett. This is your wake-up call. Please move your ass. No response from the sleeping bag. Val stares at the cows, chewing their cud, and perks up as he gets an idea. He gently steps onto the truck's running board and suddenly starts jumping up and down as hard as he can, rocking the truck violently. Stampede! Earl, Stampede, get out get up and run for it. It tumbles out of the back of the pickup while Val laughs uproariously. Earl Bassett, 43, claws his way out of the bag, looks around wildly, and finds himself staring at 3 motionless cows. You dumb shit. Earl is a good old boy who has lived his life just like Val, drifting from job to job. He knows why he hasn't accomplished anything and often tries to impart his hard-won wisdom to Val. But the last thing the younger man wants is advice. Earl stretches. The men begin a silent ritual. Earl gropes through his pockets for a cigarette, but only finds a lighter. Meanwhile, Val digs in his pockets, coming up with cigarettes, but no lighter. Typical of these two, each guy always has half of what he needs. Eventually, they sort it out, trading the necessary implements. Earl reaches for a coffee pot, Coleman stove on the tailgate, but it's cold. You didn't cook breakfast? I did it yesterday. Franks and beans? No. It was eggs. I did eggs. Hell you did. It's your turn. Earl raises his fist. This is the challenge. And it instantly triggers the partner's conflict resolution technique. They solve all disputes using the children's game of scissors, rock, paper. Earl raises his fist in response. The game is played swiftly and silently. 1, 2, 3. And on 3, Val mimes paper, open hand. Earl mimes scissors. It's literally telling open hand and then 2 extended fingers, as if you didn't know what rock, paper, scissors was. Sorry. Scissors cuts paper. Val has lost. He shrugs and starts pumping up the stove fuel tank. Well, when I'm your age, I'll probably forget what I eat too. Exterior Desert Valley fence day. Val and Earl are restringing a dilapidated and seemingly endless barbed wire fence. A few bored cows watch them. Now, how many cows does it take to make a stampede? Is it like 3 or more? Is there a minimum speed? I was in one. A bolt of lightning blew up a cottonwood tree. 300 head going hell-bent for the horizon. Wasn't so damn funny, I can tell you. Earl's hand slips and the fence snags him right through his thick glove. Oh, God damn it! Now, is this a job for intelligent men? If there was one nearby, I'd probably ask him. I keep thinking, if we were half serious about money, we quit being hired hands and handy men, Earl. We are handy men. Yeah, whatever the hell we are, we should quit and go get ourselves some real employment. Val gestures to the vastness around them. What? Give up all this personal freedom? Exterior, Jeep Trail, day. Val guides the truck down a tortuous, rocky, impassable trail. It takes full concentration as he fights the steering wheel, shifts, rides the brakes, and leans out trying to pick a decent route. Earl braces his feet on the dash and munches breakfast, a raw hot dog, right out of the package. Goddamn Jeep Trail gets worse every year. Had a lot of rain. Earl pulls a box of Hershey's bars from under the seat. There's only 1 bar left. He sets the box down between them. Val glances at it and raises his fist. The challenge. 1, 2, 3. Val mimes paper. Earl mimes rock. Earl loses. Val takes the bar. You're going to get us hung up. Do not talk to the driver. Funk! The truck lurches to a stop. Its frame caught on a big rock. Val glares at Earl. Exterior, desert, intersection, pickup truck, day. The pickup turns from a dirt road and onto an old paved road. What do we have next? Interior, pickup, moving, day. Earl consults a crumpled list from inside his hat. Digging that water hole for Nestor. Bert and Heather's place is closer. Let's do their kitchen today and do Nestor tomorrow. Nestor's out of town tomorrow. Look, we don't dig today. We don't get paid today. Damn it, Valentine. You never plan ahead. You never take the long view. Now, hell, here it is Monday, and I'm already thinking of Wednesday. It is Monday, right? But Val is peering at the desert up ahead. Off the road, a ways, is a small Toyota pickup truck, and beside it, a lone figure trying to flag them down. Who the hell's that? That's not what's his name? The grad student. Nah, it's September. Must be the new one. The new one? That's supposed to be a girl. Earl braces himself, knowing what Val will do. Val swerves the truck wildly off the road, barreling across the street. Val, almost praying, you will have long blonde hair, big green eyes, world-class breasts, ass that won't quit, and legs that go all the way up. Earl shakes his head, mildly bemused, as they slide to a stop in a cloud of dust. Exterior, desert, Rhonda's truck, day. Val looks out hopefully. The dust clears. He sees her. Rhonda Lebec, 25. Val's eyes do an expert vertical scan. Short brown hair, small brown eyes, so-so chest, legs hidden in baggy dungarees. Laden with a portable computer, notebooks, and some seismograph printouts, she stares at him through tilted glasses. Her little pickup truck is loaded with geology field equipment. She shakes Val's hand firmly. Hi, I'm Rhonda Lebec. I'm up here for the semester. Yeah, geography. Right. Oh, I'm getting confused because it's different. Right, geology, and you have to be Val and Earl. I've heard all about you. We deny everything. Rhonda smiles. Listen, I got a question for you. Do you know if anybody's doing any blasting or drilling or anything like that around here? Why would they? Well, I'm supposed to monitor these seismographs. You know, they measure vibrations in the ground. Yeah. Well, I'm getting what I refer to scientifically as weird vibes. Every sensor I've got is giving me strange readings. I mean, the school has had these machines up here 3 years, and they've never recorded anything like this. Well, we'll ask around, see if we know or hear. Let you know if we hear anything. Thank God. I hope they're not screwed up. I might have to bag the whole semester. Anyway, sorry to bother you. No problem. Nice meeting you. Hope you get it all sorted out. Rhonda unhappily turns back to her equipment as Val and Earl drive off. Interior pickup truck moving day. Earl glances over at Val with a gleam in his eye. You know, if we wanted, we could take a look at those seismographs for her. What the hell do we know about seismographs? Nothing. But it sure might be a slick way to get to know her. Why? God damn it, Valentine. You won't go for any gal unless she fits that stupid damn list of yours from A to Z. Well, sure. Yeah, and it's dumber than my hind end. Like that, Bobby Lynn Dexter. Val flips down the truck's sun visor. Taped to it are snapshots of nearly identical blonde bimbos. Val points to one. Tammy Lynn Baxter. Don't matter. They're all the same. Dead weight. Can't make a decision. Can't walk because of their shoes. Can't work because of their fingernails. Makes my skin crawl. Well, I'm a victim of circumstance. I thought you called it your pecker. Look, don't make the mistake I made. 20 years of looking for a woman exactly like Miss October 1968. And where'd it get me? Here with you. Val rolls his eyes. Give me a break. Exterior perfection established day. The pickup rattles towards a tiny, utterly isolated high desert hamlet, a few dozen houses and mobile home fighting for shade in the vast landscape. Its most prominent feature is an aging wood frame water tower, perhaps 25 feet high, near the center of town. A sign pans into view. Perfection. Population 14. Exterior, fam van store, day. Yeah, we're still good. Val and Earl head past the water tower for Fam Van's general store, Perfection's main gossip stop, and only business. The store sign, in English and Vietnamese, reads groceries, haircuts, post office, town hall, videos! Val and Earl park next to a camouflage-painted, large, tired Blazer. Just then, they spot Melvin, the town's surly, teenaged pain in the ass, coming towards them, mindlessly bouncing a basketball off the hoods of parked cars. As he nears their truck, Melvin! Melvin! Touch that truck and die! Oh man, I'm really shaking. But he steers clear of their truck. Interior Fam Van store day. Inside, the energetic Vietnamese owner, Fam Van, presides over his all-purpose establishment. Part general store, part barbershop, part saloon. At the bar are Burt Gummer and his wife, Heather, two no-nonsense survivalists who have settled in perfection to await the coming apocalypse. A nice enough couple, but there's a hint of paranoia around the edges. Bert is shoving a box of cartridges across to Fam. No, Fam! They're hollow points. No, Fam! They're not hollow points. I ordered hollow points, and that's what I want. When Val and Earl enter, Fam automatically pops the tops on 2 cold beers and has them in place before the cowboys reach the bar. Everyone exchanges nods. Hey, guys! What you been up to? Ran into that new college student, Rhonda LeBeck. She's getting some kind of strange readings on her things. Damn, you know those kids turn up oil or uranium or something out there? Next thing, the feds will be at our door. Sorry, time to move. Eminent domain. Down, honey, down. Yeah, Bert, the way you worry, you're going to have a heart attack before you get a chance to survive World War III. Heather and Fam laugh. Bert smiles patiently. Just then, the compressor in Fam Van's ice cream freezer comes on. It's a loud chugga 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 sound mixed with a high-pitched squeal. Hey, Val, listen. Bearing going out. What do you think? Could be. He starts towards the compressor, but Earl heads him off. Get you later, Fam. Gotta head over to Nestor's. Right. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl explained it to me. As they turn to go, Val doesn't take, amazed, as he spots a decorative bleached-out cattle skull displayed on the counter with a $29.95 price tag. Hey, Fam, what the hell is this? A beauty, isn't it? We bought 3 of them for the rec room. We sell them to you for $3 a piece. And I appreciate it. You don't get it, Fam. The idea was we were ripping you off. Suddenly, a car alarm blares from outside. Bert's out the door in a flash. The others follow. Exterior Fam Van store day. Bert races out and shouts at Melvin, who backs away guiltily from Bert's camouflage blazer. Melvin, you little pain in the ass. It wasn't me, man. Your truck's just screwed up. That's all. Bert angrily switches off the alarm. Val and Earl laugh as they climb into their truck. Why don't his parents ever take him to Vegas with them? You gotta ask that. Exterior pit day. At one end of town, Earl maneuvers a huge bulldozer with a scoop loader blade through a choking cloud of dust, scouring out a shallow pit to serve as a watering hole. Val sits down on a row of stakes which mark one end of the pit. The job is done. He signals Earl to cut the engine. Both men have handkerchiefs covering their faces and are totally encrusted with dust. Angle, truck trailer, day. Nearby is an old, battered truck trailer, the massive solid steel kind used for heavy rock hauling. Tires flat, mired in dried mud and weeds. It hasn't been used in years. Now it provides welcome shade as the men sit sipping some coffee. Nestor Cunningham drives up, surveying the pit with approval. It came out great, boys. It should fill up just fine come the next rain. Let me have your bill. Earl and Val start fishing in their pockets for pen and paper. Earl comes up with various pieces of paper. Val with 3 or 4 pens. It's a moment before they realize they each have what the other needs. Earl writes out the bill during, I'll have to send it to you the first of the month, boys. Val and Earl exchange pained looks. Now you know I'm good for it. Yeah, Nestor. We know. Don't worry about it. Catch us when you can. They amble over to their truck. Earl takes the driver's side and starts fishing in his pocket for the key. Are we too easygoing? No, we're not too easygoing. This area is economically depressed. Val realizes he has the key and hands it over. So what if we just did it? Today. Pack up, drive straight down to Bixby, get serious. We could, but we'd have to get really serious. It's going to cost twice as much to rent a place. So, that car wash pays pretty good, and they're always looking. Car wash? No, that's got no future. If we're going to take the plunge, we ought to have a better plan than that. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and plan for a year or 2. Exterior, Viola's place, day. Close on a stenciled sign. Fam vans you rent, cesspool septic tanks. Pull out to see Val and Earl have rented a portable septic pump, perhaps trailer mounted. The aged machine reeks of and drips with its ignoble cargo. Ignoble cargo. The intake hose has been repaired so often it looks to be more tape than hose. Grimacing, Val threads the slimy hose down through the open top of Viola's cesspool. Besides them is Viola's well-kept mobile home on a low hill not far from Fan Vam's store. Well-kept flower gardens surround the place. Viola, a sweet little old lady, watches the men work while straining to hold the leash of her tiny but ferocious dog. The dog yaps continuously, lunging at Val and Earl. Viola, Stop it, you horrid animal! I'm gonna have to give her back to my son, I swear! Hey, Viola, you got my permission. God almighty, my mama sure didn't raise me for this. Val gets up and starts the pump's gas engine. Well, you're the one who won't work in the car wash. You're the one who's got to have a plan. Damn it, Val. Not having a plan is what keeps us doing jobs like this. Earl angrily throws the pump valve and starts the pump mechanism. He and Val stand on either side of the intake hose as it gurgles happily. What keeps us doing jobs like this is you dragging your feet. I was up for going to Bixby. I was getting excited. In the past year, I must have said 100 times, we got to get out of perfection. We got to better ourselves. You going to stand there in broad daylight and tell me that you think I'm the reason we're still here? You want to know how close I am to going to Bixby right now? I'll call that little bluff. How close? Pow! Goosh! The gurgling intake hose ruptures, showering them with, well, you know. They react as if they've been shot, gagging, staggering, screaming obscenities. Exterior, Val and Earl's trailer, day. Val and Earl's beat-up mobile home is just down the street from Fam Van's store. Val and Earl, now in cleaner clothes, march out resolutely. Val has a portable TV in one hand and a framed Coors beer sign in the other. Earl unhooks the clothesline and dumps it, clothes and all, into the back of their truck, on top of the rest of their belongings. They stare at each other for a moment. This is it. No going back. They leap into the truck. As they drive off, Val leans out and yanks their wooden template, E. Bassett, V. McKee, off the mailbox. Exterior, Nancy's house day. They haven't gone 50 yards when they spot Nancy Sterngood, 40s, working in front of her house. The guys pull their hats low over their faces. Earl swerves to the far side of the street. Uh-oh, it's Nancy. She wants another load of firewood. Forget it, man. It's not worth it. Nancy spots them and beckons excitedly. She's got us. Now listen, the plan is we have done our last job in perfection. That is the plan. They stop beside Nancy. While they talk, Nancy's daughter Mindy, 9, comes bouncing along on her pogo stick, listening to her Walkman and slowly circling the truck. Mindy, honey, don't pogo in the street. Hey guys, I've got a job for you. Sorry, Nancy. We ain't doing odd jobs anymore. We're heading for Bixby permanent. Oh, sure. See stuff in back of the truck. My God, you really are. Yep. We're relocating to an area with a greater economic base. To Mindy. Hey, Mindy, what's the count? 603, 604, 605. Go for it. Gee, guys, I made the big decision. I'm putting in that satellite dish. I was going to offer you $500. Val and Earl glance at each other. $500. Exterior, desert road, pickup truck day. The truck roars down toward the Leaving Perfection sign. Val and Earl are elated, downright giddy. We did it! We faced temptation and did not bend! Damn straight! Now there is nothing between us and Bixby but nothing. They zoom past the sign. Last time we'll see that sign. They laugh, then are thrown half out of their seats as Earl accidentally hits a big pothole. Last time we'll hit that goddamn pothole. Exterior, desert, wide day. As the truck streaks across the landscape, Val and Earl merrily continue their goodbyes to whatever is visible. So long, cactus. Adios, bridge. Exterior, Canyon Road, day. On its way down from the high desert, the lonely road now winds through a twisting, narrow canyon. A county highway maintenance truck is parked to one side, and 2 road workers, Carmine and Howard, repair a slide-damaged section of the road, Carmine breaking up asphalt with a jackhammer. Val and Earl pull up, hand them each a beer, and speed away shouting, "Last time down this damn twisty road!" Exterior, shack, day. The pickup speeds past a small shack. Val and Earl automatically roll up their windows. In a moment we see why. A monster, ferocious dog comes galloping out to chase their truck. Earl gives the dog the finger. Last chance, asshole! Run! Run! Exterior, Old Fred's place day. Old Fred latches the gate on his corral filled with sheep. He looks up as Val and Earl's truck speeds past. Val and Earl honk their horn and wave happily. Old Fred waves back. The exterior, road, electrical towers, day. The pickup zooms along, the road now paralleling a line of tall, high-tension electrical towers. Interior, exterior, pickup truck, moving, day. The guys have calmed down, but each is still dreaming of a new life. Okay, here's the plan. We bust our tails in the car wash. 6 months, well, maybe not. And we don't spend a dime, you know? And we go for it. Down payment on a tow truck or a backhoe or something, right? Start a real business. We can start looking for something today, tonight! Val points up ahead. A man is sitting near the top of a distant electrical tower. Jeez, look at that guy. One job I'd never take is working around electricity. Especially when it's 200 feet off the ground. But as they pass the tower, Hey, hold up. That's Edgar Names. You're full of shit. Nah, he's only got that one damn jacket. That's him, I'm telling you. Exterior, electrical tower, day. Earl pulls over. They climb out and peer up at the tower. Edgar is hard to see through the crisscrossing girders. Man, oh man, you must have been really drunk this time. Edgar, what the hell are you doing? Get on down from there! Edgar doesn't move. Val and Earl shift about uncomfortably. Well, shit. Can't leave him up there. They stare at each other. Someone's got to climb up. Val raises his fist in the challenge. Their fingers fly. Rock breaks scissors. Val loses. Valentine unhappily climbs the tall tower while Earl watches from below. Hey, Edgar, don't you move. I'm coming to get you. You damn fool. You owe me on this one. Higher and higher Val climbs. He tries not to look down. He's approaching Edgar from below and behind. As he gets nearer, he begins to notice foreboding details. One of Edgar's shoes is missing. Half the trouser leg is torn off. Edgar is strapped to a girder by his belt, his shotgun gripped in his hands. A swarm of flies buzzes away. What the hell? He edges around to where he can see Edgar's face. The eyes are wide open, staring. He's dead. Exterior, Old Fred's place day. Old Fred is now hoeing his garden. He glances up as Val and Earl's pickup roars back towards perfection. Exterior, Jim and Megan's house day. A big station wagon is parked between a small mobile home and a half-finished house being built by Jim and Megan Wallace, an outgoing, energetic older couple. Lumber, cinder blocks, and tools are scattered around the yard. Jim examines Edgar's body in the bed of Val and Earl's pickup truck. Val, Earl, and Megan talk in subdued tones. Real sorry to bother you, Megan, but we figured since Jim's a doctor. No, it's fine. You did the right thing. When Jim is done, we'll call the coroner's office in Bixby. We'll take care of it. Poor Edgar. Well, I see you got the wallboard up. That was easy. You two did the hard part. Sure sorry you're leaving. Jim climbs out of the pickup truck. Was it a heart attack? Nope. He died of dehydration. Thirst. But that doesn't make any sense. It takes a couple of days, doesn't it? Maybe even 3 or 4. You mean he sat up there 3 or 4 days? Just sat up there till he died of thirst? Jim shrugs. Everyone is mystified. Exterior, Old Fred's place day. Fred is still hoeing. In the nearby pen, his sheep start acting restless. He eyes them. What's up? We hear a strange muffled sound, unseen, behind him. At the far end of the garden, his scarecrow mysteriously tilts. Old Fred keeps hoeing. He stops. His foot is caught in the dirt. Suddenly, he is yanked knee-deep into the ground. Exterior, Canyon Road day. Val and Earl's truck. Again, headed for Bixby and going way too fast. Zooms past the 2 workers, still repairing the road. The workers glance up, annoyed. Exterior, shack day. Val and Earl, sobered and deep in thought, drive past the shack where the ferocious dog lives. They automatically roll up their windows during... Reckon he hated perfection more than us? Suppose he wanted to kill himself? If he did, why didn't he use a shotgun? Maybe he just couldn't pull the trigger. Oh, sure. He figured it was easier to die of thirst? Come on, somebody must have chased him up there. Oh, you mean somebody who ain't scared of a 12-gauge shotgun? And then what they do? Camp out down below and just wait for him to die? Val has no answer. It's too weird. Well, whatever the hell happened, it's just one more goddamn good reason to haul ass out of this place. You got that right. They are passing the shack. Earl suddenly realizes, hey, where the hell's that asshole dog? Probably up a pole, starving itself to death. Okay, the plan is pedal to the metal the whole way. We don't stop till we hit the car wash, not even to pee. I'll go with that plan. Exterior, Old Fred's place day. Close on the pickup truck's tires skidding to a stop. Pull out to see we're back at Old Fred's. What are you doing? Earl is staring wide-eyed. Val follows Earl's gaze and aghast when he sees the sheep pen. It's a ghastly, bloody mess. Scattered on the churned-up ground, a few dismembered sheep legs and heads are all that remains of the flock. What the hell? Val and Earl leap out of the truck to investigate. Hey, old Fred! Fred! Where are you? Earl dashes into Fred's house. Val checks around outside. Earl comes back. Not here. Then they spot something lying in the middle of the garden. Old Fred's hat. Still looking all around, Val squats distractedly to pick up the hat. He and Earl stumble backwards in shock. Old Fred is still wearing his hat. His mangled face stares up at them, eyes and mouth frozen open in a death grimace. Oh, Jesus! What the hell is going on? Tell me what the hell is going on! Exterior, Canyon Road, day. Carmine and Howard continue repairing the road. Carmine still using the noisy jackhammer. Val and Earl drive up. You guys better get the hell out of here. We got a killer on the loose. What? Carmine stops jackhammering to listen. A murderer, man. A real psycho. He's cutting people's heads off. I'm serious. I'd hightail it for town if I was you. Val and Earl speed away. They're drunk. Yeah. But he edges over to the truck and takes out a heavy steel pry bar to keep within easy reach. Carmine goes back to work, pounding the asphalt with a jackhammer. Suddenly, the blade strikes something beneath the road. Something soft. We hear a strange, unearthly shriek from underground. A weird orange goo gushes up around the blade. Then the jackhammer takes off by itself like a harpoon stuck in a whale. Carmine gets tangled in the jackhammer's air hose and is dragged along, shouting for help. Howard chases him down the embankment and into the scrub brush. He hears Carmine screaming, Carmine! What the hell is it? Where are you? But now there is only silence. Howard crashes through the brush. All he finds is the torn end of the air hose, which suddenly sucks down into the ground. He's momentarily staggered by an awful smell, but forces himself to keep looking. He lets the pry bar drag around the ground. Then something, it looks like a mouth or a horrid beak, shoots out of the ground and grips the pry bar with uncanny strength. Howard drops his weapon and scrambles madly away. He clambers back onto the road, but almost immediately cracks form in the pavement around him. More beak things break through the asphalt between him and his truck. He dashes across the road, scrambling up the embankment. He clings precariously to a tree root, looking down. Where'd they go? Suddenly, the dirt around him begins to bubble. Several hungry beaks break through and grab him, yanking him headfirst into the embankment. Then suddenly, the embankment gives way, crashing down onto the road, taking with it a nearby telephone and snapping the lines. Interior, Fam Van's store, day. Fam Van is talking to Miguel, a local rancher. They both jump as the doors burst open. Val and Earl race in, trailed by Nestor and Melvin. Val heads for the payphone. His head? You mean just his head? Val grabs the phone and digs in his pocket for change. Yeah, really sick, man. Sweet old Fred. Earl comes up with change and hands it to Val, who dials. Something happened to Fred? Are you serious, man? They killed him? Just to take his sheep? He didn't have nothing else to steal. Neither did Edgar. What happened to Edgar? Val stares at the phone. I don't believe this. The phone is dead. Fam, your phone is dead. I didn't know it. What's going on? Val and Earl rush out. Exterior, Fam Van store, day. Trailed by the others, Val and Earl march out and leap into their truck. Val driving now. He searches for the key. We've got to get the police up here. You guys got to step on it to Bixby. Earl hands Val the key. Consider it stepped on. Exterior, Canyon Road, day. I'll drink your food. Again, the pickup barrels through the canyon. Brother, we decided to leave this place just one day too late, you know. Yeah. Well, there's sure as hell nothing to stop us now. Everybody we know between here and Bixby's already dead. Earl points ahead and screams, "Look out!" Val brings the truck to a squealing stop. Ahead, the collapsed embankment completely blocks the road. It's totally impassable. The cowboys are dumbfounded. Is there some higher force at work here? I mean, are we asking too much of life? But Val is in no mood for philosophy. He leaps out and peers into the highway maintenance truck, which sits undisturbed, emergency lights still flashing. There's nobody in it. He starts looking around. Those assholes are supposed to be fixing the goddamn road. Hey! Where are you guys? People gotta use this road, you know. You on a booze break or what? Val! Val! Val looks where he's pointing. Howard's blood-stained hard hat lies at the edge of the landslide. Val gets the point. Looking around for the unknown assailant, he eases back into the truck. Earl already has a pistol in his lap and is digging through the glove compartment. Where are the bullets? Don't we have any goddamn bullets? Val quickly jockeys the truck to turn it around on the narrow road, but as he backs into the hillside, we hear a strange grating clunk from underneath. When he tries to pull forward, the truck won't move. The engine stalls. Jesus, I don't believe this. You're hung up again. I am not. They both lean out. The rear tires are clear. Val restarts the truck and tries to pull forward, rocking the truck against some unseen pull. Smoke wells up from the clutch. You're hung up, I tell you. You're going to burn the clutch. Val slams the truck into low-range four-wheel drive and revs it. The tires dig in, fighting for traction, and suddenly the truck lurches forward. We hear an eerie shriek mingled with gear and engine noise as Val angrily roars away. Jesus, you could break an axle like that. Fuck you! Hey! I don't want to spend the night out here. Crybaby. Exterior Fam Van Store Day. The word has spread. Everybody in town is gathered at Fam Van's. They rush out to meet Val and Earl as they drive up. What the hell you doing back already? You're never going to believe this, but the Canyon Road, we were on it not 2 hours ago. Well, it is completely... But he stops because they're all staring wide-eyed at the rear of the truck. My God! Val and Earl jump out and look where everyone else is looking. Their jaws drop. Reveal. Hanging from the rear axle of their truck and trailing out behind like a nightmare wedding decoration, a 6-foot-long, grotesque, fleshy tentacle. The end gripping the axle looks like a vicious, razor-sharp beak or hook. The trailing end is mutilated, oozing strange goo as though the creature was torn in half. Unreal! Where'd you get it? I didn't know we had it. It's disgusting. Looks like like an eel. I thought eels lived in the water, don't they? No, so it's some kind of snake? Or a big mother slug, maybe. Some kind of mutation. Bert, more daring than the others, pries the thing off the axle with a shovel. Don't touch! Don't touch! It's dead, all right. Tore the damn thing in half. It must have grabbed us. That's why the truck stalled up. Hey, next time I tell you I'm not hung up. Stalled out your truck? Have to be one strong son of a bitch. Fam Van leaps over them. I give you boys $5 for this. Val and Earl square their shoulders. This time, they're ready for him. 20. Okay, $10. 15. Okay, 15. Damn right, 15. Bert is deep in thought. Just one of these couldn't eat up a whole flock of sheep. There's got to be more out there. A lot more. A cold chill spreads through the group. They stare out at the vast, forbidding desert. They suddenly feel alone. Very alone. Exterior desert day. Clothes on Rhonda's hat lying on the ground. We think the worst. Then she reaches in and picks it up and puts it on. Reveal, she's in a lonely corner of the valley working with a seismograph. She's pounding a marking stake into the dirt. Insert close-on seismograph. The needle responds to each blow on the stake. We hear Rhonda stop pounding. The needle stops. All is silent. But the needle starts moving again. Back to scene. Low camera is moving in Rhonda's general direction. She starts to pound another stake. Camera reacts, so it is moving straight towards her. Camera, as it passes a burrow, a rabbit suddenly scoots out. Camera whip pans to watch the rabbit scamper into the distance, then turns back to move toward Rhonda, who is still pounding her stake. Camera passes Rhonda's seismograph. The machine tilts slightly as the ground bulges up beneath it. Rhonda finishes pounding. She heads for her truck, noisily tossing in her tools and slamming the tailgate. Camera closes in on her faster and faster and faster. It is right on her heels as she climbs into the cab. Angle Rhonda's truck. A beak thing thrusts out of the ground, groping where Rhonda's boot just was. Rhonda drives off, unknowingly running right over the thing. We hear a shriek of pain as the tentacle writhes and sucks back under the ground. Interior, Fam Van store, night. Mindy Sterngood poses cautiously with the bizarre hooked tentacle. A camera flashes, and we reveal Fam Van taking her photo beside a sign, photographs, you and the steak monster, $2. Viola and Miguel wait in line. We now see the store is crowded with concerned townsfolk, debating what to do and how to protect themselves. Val and Earl sit on the sidelines sipping beer, gazing in awe at the enterprising Fam Van. Slick as snot, and I ain't lying. 15 lousy bucks. Amanda plans ahead. Dominating the discussion are Bert and Heather, now armed with scoped Magnum hunting rifles. Heather stands guard at a window, peering out into the night. Look, we organize. We arm ourselves. We go out. We find them damn snake things. We make them extinct. Come on, Bert. We don't even know what they are. Might be aliens. Who knows? Why you go looking for trouble? Miguel, the trouble's coming right to us. If we're not ready, phone's out, road's out, we're on our own. And you two are just loving it, aren't you? Come on, Nancy, don't let's get personal about this. We need to do something. Bert steps over to a faded topographic map on the wall and points out details during, damn right! You folks got to analyze the situation. With that road out, we're completely cut off. We got the cliffs to the north, mountains to the east and the west. That's why Heather and me settled here in the first place. Geographic isolation. Well, there must be some way to get help. Yes, that's what I say. How, for Christ's sake? You gonna walk the 38 miles to Bixby? Hey, what about Fam Van's saddle horses? All heads turn towards Fam Van. You're welcome to them. Does anybody know how to ride? All heads turn towards Val and Earl. Bow. Exterior, Jim and Megan's house, established, night. In the vast desert, a single floodlight illuminates Jim and Megan's partially finished house. Their station wagon is parked out front. A country and western tune drifts to us from its radio. As we move closer, we see the floodlight is powered by a small, softly purring generator set maybe 50 feet away. Jim and Megan, both exhausted, unload a big stack of roofing shingles from their station wagon. Jim starts to lift a pack of shingles but gives up and sits on the tailgate. I'm dead. Let's finish this in the morning. We have to go to Bixby in the morning. The concrete blocks are in. Oh, the concrete block. Oh, my God. Just keep looking at that beautiful sky. What? That's the sky that's going to be over our roof every night when we're done. But consider this. What if we don't finish the roof? Then we can look at the sky all the time. Just then, the whirring of the generator becomes strangely muffled. The floodlights flicker. Now the generator dies. Darkness engulfs them. The car radio music drones on incongruously. Damn that thing. We could always buy a new generator. Jim digs out a powerful flashlight and heads over towards the generator. Megan lies back, taking a welcome breather after a moment. Well, what's wrong with it? It's gone! Angled Jim. Muffled, he sweeps the whole area with his flashlight. Megan joins him. You sure this is where it was? Am I sure? It was right there. There's the cord. The severed electrical cable stops at the edge of a cone-shaped depression in the dirt where the generator sat. He hands her the flashlight and kneels. We watch tensely as he probes the loose earth with his hands. Maybe the ground caved in. There's a lot of old mines and stuff around here. Megan grabs his shirt, trying to pull him back. Well, don't then. We don't want you to fall in. Suddenly, about 10 feet away, whoomp! The generator shoots up out of the ground. Jim and Megan dive for cover as it sails through the air and crashes to the earth. They stare transfixed. The generator is dented and bent almost beyond recognition and covered with oozing slime. What the... But Megan is all action. She yanks him back. Come on! Get away from it! God, what a stink! We again hear that mysterious rumbling sound. Jim stops, sweeping the flashlight around them. Hear that? Never mind. Let's go. Let's just go into town or something. Jim, please. She hustles him bodily towards the car during... I bet it's geological or something, like natural gas or a geyser. They stink like that. Remember in Yellowstone? Suddenly he drops knee-deep into the ground. Megan is thrown off balance and tumbles to one side. The flashlight falls, lighting them at an eerie low angle. Something's got me! We hear sickening crunches from below the earth. He screams in excruciating agony. Oh, God! Get me out! Get me out! He struggles wildly, but just sinks further down. Megan slides a 2x4 over to Jim. He grabs it like a drowning man, trying to keep himself from being pulled down. But he's pulled with such power, the 2x4 snaps. His head is going under. Megan desperately tries to dig the smothering earth away, but she's losing. Now only his arms are above ground. She pulls with all her might, but he sinks inexorably down. She's pulled flat on the ground. He's gone. The next instant, a vicious hook tentacle erupts through the earth, missing Megan's face by inches. She scrambles back frantically. Angle, station wagon. Low camera pursues Megan towards the car, just missing her as she dives in through the open tailgate. She slams it after her. The talons rake through the car, scratching the glass. Megan tumbles into the front seat. Thank God the keys are in the ignition. She starts the ignition, but outside the snake things attack the car in a frenzy, slashing blindly. A rear tire is totally shredded just as Megan floors it. The car lurches forward, but the mutilated tire falls apart. The wheel rim digs into the loose earth, and the car is stuck. With no other recourse, Megan locks the door, rolls up the window, and cowers in the middle of the car, panting, sobbing. The radio is still playing a happy cowboy tune. She peeks out. They gave up? She's safe? Nothing happens for a moment. Then the car starts to shake and shudder. Dust wells up around the windows. Outside, we see a bizarre sight. The earth around the rear of the car is boiling, dirt flying in all directions, and the car starts to sink into the ground. Megan wildly honks the horn. Beep, beep. The car looks just like a ship going down by the stern, hood tilting up gracefully. The back windows shatter, dirt pouring in. Megan smashes the windshield with a small fire extinguisher and scrambles out onto the hood, but there's no hope. The car keeps sinking, tilting now almost 90 degrees, forcing her onto a precarious perch on the grill, sinking. Out of her mind with terror, she keeps softly murmuring the same hopeless phrases. Stop it! Stop it! Somebody stop it! Exterior, desert, Jim and Megan's house, very wide night. The headlights are two ironic beacons, sending their beams skyward through the roiling dust into the night sky. The sound of the radio becomes muffled. The headlights sink from view, and then Megan's scream floats across the desert. Fucking hey, I love that shit. Exterior, Fam Van's store, dawn. Out front of Fam Van's, nervous Val and Earl saddle up the horses while Fam loads their saddlebags with food. Everyone has gathered to see them off. There's an air of tension. Fam, we don't want to be stuck on a couple of canners. They better be fast. Relax. Snake thing like that couldn't move too quick. Screw you. For all you know, they could fly. Earl pulls their old Smith & Wesson revolver and battered Winchester rifle out of the pickup truck. You want the rifle or the Smith? The rifle. So does Earl. He raises his hand. They swiftly do a round of scissors, rock, paper. Earl loses. He hands Val the rifle. Just then, Bert and Heather pull up in their blazer, climbing out with their hunting rifles. You guys all set? Ready as we'll ever be. Heather and I are going to drive around a little, see if we can't find that college girl and tell her to get her ass back in town. Good idea. We'll swing by the doctor's place. They were going into Bixby, but we don't know if they left before the road was out. Val and Earl mount up. Hold on. You guys ought to take something that packs more of a punch than that 30-30. Take one of our Browning autos, or even my Model 70. It's 375 H&H mag. Earl takes the awesome-looking gun with a smug glance at Val. Gee, thanks, Heather. Hope we don't need to use it. Heather unhooks a box of cartridges from her belt and hands it to Earl. Suddenly, there's a blood-curdling scream. The door to Fam Van slides open. Out staggers Melvin, wrapped in Fam Van's hook tentacle, wreathing in apparent agony. It's got me! It's got me! Ah! People scatter like sheep. Bert and Heather have guns trained on him in an instant. Then everyone realizes it's a sick joke. Melvin collapses with laughter. Bert is livid. He almost shot Melvin. He charges over and yanks the kid to his feet, screaming, "You stupid punk! You came that close. That close. One of these days, Melvin, somebody's gonna kick your ass." Fam rushes over and grabs his precious tentacle. As people calm down, Val and Earl gaze nervously at the vast desert before them. Well, you fellas better watch yourselves. Come back with the sheriff. Sheriff? Like hell. They better come back with the National Guard. They ride out to an ad-lib chorus. Keep your heads down. Go careful, boys. Keep a sharp lookout. Exterior day. Val and Earl ride along. Very tiny in the vast, lonely landscape and very on edge, constantly looking around. You know, we can't possibly make Bixby by nightfall. Val doesn't want to hear it. That means we're going to be out here, like, in the dark. Great. Thank you. Faint country and western radio music drifts to them. They're nearing Jim and Megan's house. Exterior Jim and Megan's house day. Val knocks on the door to the mobile home. Hey, doctor! Anybody here? No answer. He opens the door and peers inside. Behind him, Earl steps out of the half-finished house and shrugs. Nobody's around. Wind rustles the plastic sheeting over the windows. Strangely, they can still hear the muffled radio clearly. Oh, man. I hate this shit. They walk briskly to their horses. Earl snatches Heather's rifle from its saddle scabbard. Val pulls out the Winchester. Earl tries to reassure himself. Car's gone. We just missed him, that's all. And where's the goddamn Conway Twitty coming from? They focus on the sound, and walk gingerly toward him, keeping constant watch in every direction. The ground here is all torn up like the sheep pen, and the music is coming from underneath? What the hell is going on? Val scrapes at the dirt with his boot and finds the headlight of Jim and Megan's station wagon. Still on, glaring up at him, he drops down and wildly sweeps away more dirt, revealing more of the car's grill and hood and blood. Soaked dirt which sticks to his hand. He leaps away, frantically rubbing the blood off on his pants. Oh man, oh man, oh man! Exterior desert concrete ditch day. Val and Earl are riding at full fucking gallop. They race alongside a concrete line flood controlled ditch and veer off to follow a barbed wire fence which crosses the ditch. Exterior desert barbed wire fence day. They ride along the fence during. Here's the plan. We don't even stop. We ride like hell. Tonight, keep on going. We'll walk the horses. Now that is the plan. I mean, god damn. What the hell are those things? How could they bury a whole station wagon? But why would they do it? Suddenly, the horses stop short. In a frenzy, they wheel around, rear up, refusing to go on. The cowboys fight to control them. I knew it. Fan Van wouldn't know a decent horse if it... But Earl's already drawing his rifle. Shut up. They got wind of something they don't like. Oh, shit. He draws his rifle. They look wildly in all directions at once, but there's nothing. Only empty desert. They keep staring, but I don't see anything. The horses keep pacing nervously. Then Earl's horse rears wildly and falls. Earl goes flying. Val wheels around wildly, dismounts, and runs to Earl, who's bruised and winded, but basically unhurt. They think Earl's horse just tripped. Hey, you okay? You okay? Yeah. What about my Their eyes bulge. Several snake things have engulfed the horse's head, sucking, crushing, slurping. Val's horse goes berserk and gallops for the horizon. What in the name of... That's how they get you. They're under the goddamn ground. Suddenly they realize what that means. The thing could come up under them. The cowboys scramble frantically away, but nothing pursues them. They pause, glancing back nervously. What the hell are they? Sons of bitches. Val raises his rifle and takes a well-aimed shot, hitting one of them. Orange goo spurts out. We hear a deafening shriek as all the snake things instantly sit back underground. Then a huge mound of earth rises up under Val and Earl. The cowboys tumble down its side, Val losing his rifle. They roll over and stare dumbfounded at the sound. There must be 1,000,000 of them! The mound of earth turns towards them. The ground splits open and out rises a huge head. Nope, just one. The monster is a horrendous 30-foot-long eating machine. Its head is eyeless, utterly alien, covered with tough bony plates which close together to form a corkscrew point. The cowboys stumble back toward the fence in speechless terror. The creature slides towards them, pushing through the earth like a whale through water. Now it opens its mouth, but it's like a grotesque flower. Bony plates spreading open like petals, revealing a huge, slimy, fleshy, oozing orifice. And inside the mouth, a ghastly, multi-tentacled tongue. These are the snake things. Not snakes at all, but actually the horrid hooked tentacles that can shoot out 6 foot to snag their prey. The monster snorts and huffs, throwing up plumes of dust, sounding like a horrendous pig. It sinks into the earth and charges. We see the hump of earth move toward them faster and faster, but then it disappears as the creature goes deeper. Val and Earl leap sideways and run along the fence. The creature goes straight and slams into a fence post from below. All we see is the fence post, knocked at a crazy angle. The cowboys keep running. The creature regroups and charges after them, hitting each fence post in turn, sending weird, sinuous shockwaves along the barbed wire, making almost musical twanging sounds. Val looks back. It's gaining on us! And as if that weren't enough, Earl points to more trouble. Exterior concrete ditch day. The fence runs straight to the edge of the ditch, an 8-foot wide gap yawning dead ahead. The creature churns like a locomotive from behind. They'll have to try to jump. They strain desperately for every last fraction of speed. We can do it! We can do it! They leap and they don't do it. They smack into the opposite side of the ditch, clawing frantically at the lip, only to tumble to its sloping bottom. A split second later, the charging creature slams like a wrecking ball into the foot-thick concrete wall. The wall cracks open and bulges out. A hooked tentacle plops out through one of the cracks. Terrified, Val and Earl scramble away. But the wall holds together. And strangely, all is quiet. The tentacle lays dead, still. Eventually, the cowering cowboys dare to creep back a little closer. Still panting, exhausted, jumpy. Stupid son of a bitch. Knocked itself cold. And now orange slime begins to ooze through the cracks in the concrete. Cold my ass. It's dead. We killed the bastard. He suddenly shakes his fist at the dead beat. You fucker! They allow themselves a small wheeze of nervous laughter, only to jump like rabbits as some pebbles rattle loudly down the concrete wall behind them. They whirl to see Rhonda, up on the opposite side of the ditch, staring down at them. She's lugging a bunch of her equipment, including a small folding shovel. Hey guys, how you doing? Look, can I ask you something? Did you notice something weird? Vibrations, some kind of earth tremor? Val and Earl look at each other, then burst out laughing. What's that? Exterior concrete ditch day. The shattered concrete has been pulled away to fully reveal the creature's horrendous head. Stark close on it, oozing blood, slavering mouth plates hanging open, hooked tentacles lolling out. Widen to see Earl and Rhonda, sweaty, dusty, and tired, staring in awe and cringing at the stench. Jesus Christ! Think it smelled like that because it's dead? I don't see any eyes. Must be totally subterranean. And those tentacles. Yeah, I think they shoot right out of its mouth, hook you, pull you right in. Good thing we stopped before it killed anybody else. Yeah, I'm lucky it didn't find me. Look, this is important. This is like, well, let's just say it. This is probably the biggest zoological discovery of the century. Forget it. History. We can hear a shovel digging up above, and now Val shouts, I got it! Here's the other end! Ha! Just look what we caught here! Earl and Rhonda climb up. Crane up with them to reveal the whole animal. Val, digging excitedly with Rhonda's shovel, is just scraping away the last loose dirt from the creature's tail. The whole length of the immense 30-foot beast is partially uncovered in king-size bas-relief. That is one big mother. So this is the guy had your seismos working overtime. She nods, stepping down to study the creature. The body is streamlined, cigar-shaped, maybe 8 foot in diameter at its thickest. It's covered with hundreds of short, rear-pointing retractable spikes. Rhonda gingerly jiggles one. It can be pushed in and out of its socket like a plunger. It must push itself along with these, hundreds of them pushing all at once. That's how it can move so fast. I mean, this thing was tripping sensors all over the valley. No wonder I could... A chilling thought stops her in mid-sentence. She springs down into the drainage ditch to get her backpack, pulling out her seismograph printouts. She studies them frantically. Hey, Rhonda, you ever heard of anything like this before? Oh, sure, Earl. Everybody knows about them. We just didn't tell you. Come on, nobody's ever seen one of these. We're really in on something here. The guys look at each other. One thought immediately springs to mind. Tell you one damn thing. Old Fam Van don't get his mitts on this for no measly $15. You got that right. Well, they back... God, I love that part. While they bask in their fame to be, Rhonda continues to study the printouts, coming to a terrifying conclusion. All right, here's the plan. We'll get a flatbed, I guess, with a big witch. Figure a 5-ton, maybe. Yeah. No. Don't want to witch it. Don't want to witch it. That tear it all up. Want to lift it. Some kind of crane with lifting straps. But Rhonda interrupts, now really scared. Hey, shut up! The way I figure it, there are 5 more of these things. Val and Earl shut right up. Earl edges up a fence post. Val slides up onto a rock during. 5 more? Rhonda paused through her unwieldy printouts, pointing out jagged ink lines on the graph, comparing different ones. Yeah, darn it, look. I've got seismographs all over this valley. If you compare the different readings, there have to be 5. Here's one at 2 o'clock yesterday, but here's another one 3 miles away at the same time, so that's 2. Now here, the men leap from their perches and rustle her in the direction she came from. Yeah, we'll take your word for it. Yeah, where's your truck? The other side of that dome. She indicates to what most of us would be a hill, dotted with huge boulders thrusting out of the sandy desert soil like big mushrooms. The trio jogs towards the hill. Exterior desert seismograph day. En route to the truck, they pass near one of Rhonda's seismographs. Suddenly, Earl stumbles as one leg drops knee-deep into the ground. He screams! Val wheels and bodily yanks him up. They back away from the small hole in the ground, calming a little as they realize, prairie dog burrow. Little sons of bitches. Rhonda tenses as she hears a sound she knows well. The soft scratching of the seismograph needle as it crosses paper cylinders. She whacks Val on the shoulder and points speechlessly at it. Insert seismograph. The needle is going wild. Back to scene. She doesn't have to explain. All 3 of them. -4, exterior, boulder field, day. The remains of an old rail fence laying beside one of the boulders. Val, Earl, and Rhonda scramble over the wood, up onto the rock, and stand there tensely. In a moment, the creature gently rushes the earth at the base of the rock. The monster's slimy hooked tentacles slither out, searching the rock base. Shuddering, the humans move as high as they can. Well out of reach, the tentacles slip back beneath the earth. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Well, at least the bastard can't climb. Pardon my French. Probably couldn't move too easily on the surface. God, live ones smell worse than the dead ones. Okay, now, how far is your truck? Rhonda points. They can see the roof of the truck, maybe 100 yards away through the boulders. Val and Earl think about it. I don't know if this one's any faster than that other one. I think we wait here. Wow. Dissolved 2. Exterior boulder field sunset. It's hours later. Stiff and uncomfortable, they have nothing to do but theorize. There's nothing like them in the fossil record, I'm sure. Okay, so they predate the fossil record. That just make them a couple of billion years old. And we've just never seen one till now. Right. I vote for outer space. No way these are local boys. Atomic testing. Or no. Bioengineering. The government built them. A big surprise in the next war. There's a long pause. Earl stares at the dirt around them. Well, haven't seen a sign for hours. Maybe it's long gone. Maybe it is. Hey, why don't you take a little stroll and see? Fuck you two. Pardon my French. Well, we've got to do something. Val gets an idea. He grabs a post from the dilapidated fence and cautiously slips down near the boulder's edge. Watch yourself. It's got a good 6-foot reach. Val nods. Dead silence as he reaches way out with the post and scrapes it on the ground. Almost instantly, the creature roars up, grabbing the post in a flurry of flying dirt and lashing tentacles, nearly hooking Val's hand. Val practically falls over, scrambling back to safety. Son of a bitch! Son of a goddamn bitch! Been waiting here all this time? How the hell does it even know we're still here? It's been listening to us. It's got no eyes, right? It sure as hell can't smell us underground, so I figure... Rhonda stares at Val, impressed. Of course. It can sense the slightest seismic vibrations. Hear every move we make, especially on this rock. It's a perfect conductor. They all settle back, having no idea what to do next. Rhonda gazes out at the desert that surrounds them like an ocean. I always wanted to be stuck on a desert island, but somehow I always imagined there'd be, water. I love that. So many little things in this script that I wish that were still there. This is actually one, too. That Rhonda has a great line. Dissolve to exterior boulder field night. Our heroes are silhouetted against a huge, spectacular desert night sky. After a very long pause, I hate to be crude, but I'm going to have to take care of some business. Me too. Same here. The silhouettes shift, Val and Earl moving down one side of the rock and Rhonda down the other. We can no longer see them. We just hear zippers zipping down. Then soft sighs of relief from Val and Earl, then, darn it! You okay? Yeah, but I'll tell you, if you ever wanted proof God is a man, this is it. Dissolve to exterior boulder field dawn. Rich orange sunlight creeps silently across the deathly still desert. Earl is already awake. Val is curled up without his jacket, shivering. He wakes with a start. Where the hell's his jacket? Rhonda wakes slowly. She's surprised to find herself wrapped in Val's jacket. Touched by his chivalry, she embarrassedly hands it to a baffled Val. Thanks. Val glances at Earl, who looks away. Who, me? No problem. Anytime. Earl gropes through his pockets, coming up with only cigarettes. Val fishes in his own pockets, finding only the lighter. They exchange items and light up during... Well, folks, what's the plan? First, let's see if old Stumpy's still out there. This time he tosses a piece of wood onto the sand. With soft rustling, a bulge forms in the earth, moves over to the wood, then subsides. Rhonda starts looking around during... Don't he have a home to go to? Well, that's why Edgar never got down off that damn tower. I might have an idea. We're going to have to come up with some kind of plan, or he's just going to weight us to death. Well, I was wondering if we could... Well, let's just run for it. We outran that one yesterday, at least on a sprint. Rhonda gives up on them. She goes over and pulls a long cross rail from the fence during... Run for it? Running's not a plan. Running's what you do when the plan fails. You're not even trying to think of a plan. Well, it's not like we got a hell of a lot of options. You guys know how to pole vault? They watch in surprise as she hefts her pole, checks the balance, eyeballs the distance to the nearest boulder. Then she charges between them, plants her pole, and vaults smoothly over to the next boulder, maybe 15 feet away. The creature surfaces where her pole touched down, but too late, a hooked tentacle vainly sweeps the area, then disappears into the ground. Val and Earl glance at each other, impressed. We just stay where he can't get us, on these residual boulders. My truck's parked right next to one. Earl rushes to grab a couple more fence rails. Stay on those residual boulders! Val just stands there, staring across at Rhonda. His horizons are broadening. Earl stuffs a fence rail into his hands. That Tammy Lynn Baxter. She do much pole vaulting? Earl takes a deep breath and goes for it, vaulting across to Rhonda. Val follows. Exterior boulder field wide shot day. Through the shimmering heat in the distance, we see the strange sight of three figures vaulting from boulder to boulder to boulder. Exterior boulder field Rhonda's truck day. Val and Earl pole vault their way towards the truck. Finally, they're at the nearest boulder, but the truck is still 10 feet away. Think it's still following us? Let's assume that it is. And once we hit that truck, we gotta go fast. I say we all jump together. Rhonda and Val nod. Rhonda grips her keys in her teeth. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. They all vault in unison, landing in the truck bed. Rhonda scrambles up, slides open the cab's rear window, and begins wriggling through head first. Come on, girl, it ain't gonna give us much time. Dust explodes around the rear of the truck. Hooked tentacles snake up on all sides, narrowly missing Val. He and Earl grab whatever's handy, pounding at the tentacles with expensive instruments. Go, 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 go! Rhonda's only halfway through the cab window, still hanging headfirst into the cab. She frantically starts the truck, dives down, and punches the accelerator with her fist. As the truck roars away, one tentacle manages to tear off the muffler. The engine thunders like a tank. Val and Earl sit back, sighing in relief, then react when they see Rhonda is driving upside down and blind. Exterior Fam Van store day. Rhonda skids her noisy truck to a halt in front of Fam Van's. We better get everybody together. Val leaps out and jumps into his pickup truck. He searches for the keys. You go north, I'll go south. Right. Val holds out his hand for the key. Earl tosses it to him. Val drives off. We follow Rhonda and Earl as they drive the other way, toward Viola's. I bet you're sorry the college ever sent you up here. Well, I'm scared, but I'm not sorry. You know, Val went to that college, too, for a whole year. Couldn't quite sit still for it, though. Had too much vinegar in his system. But once he settles down, forgets this cowboy stuff, he'll be one in a million. Rhonda sees straight through Earl's clumsy attempt at matchmaking. She can't help but smile. Earl grins sheepishly. All right, I'm about as settled as a donkey's ass. Pardon my French. I'm just saying that boy's got potential. That's all. Move in on Rhonda. Her and Val? Interior Fam Van store day. Nestor, Viola, Nancy, and Miguel nervously crowd around Val, Earl, and Rhonda. Viola holds her yappy dog, which periodically snarls and snaps at people. Fam Van is on his CB radio trying to contact Bert and Heather. You serious, Val? You think we're not even safe in town? Ask me that after you meet one. I think we should all get the hell out while the getting's good. What? Why not just take a number 10 pickaxe and give it one good whack? Nestor, damn it, these things are bigger than an Airstream trailer. God, I gotta find Mindy. Nancy rushes out. Hey, fam, where's Bert and Heather? I can't raise them. I guess they're still out there somewhere. If you got a radio, why aren't you calling somebody in Bixby, the police? I can't reach outside the valley, because of the mountains. Hey, Rhonda, what's the name you call those things, huh? Yeah, where'd they come from? Huh? I don't know. You're a scientist, right? You should have a theory at least. Look, these creatures are absolutely unprecedented. Yeah, but where'd they come from? Where'd they come from? Okay, worms, probably in the Jurassic period. Cosmic radiation was much higher then, so they mutated and they got so big that they just sank right into the ground and fell asleep. But now continental drift has brought them to the surface, ready to be harvested by the ancient alien meat growers who planted them here. Everybody stares at her. Then they smile, realizing she's pulling their leg. You're right. Don't matter where they come from. Right. We need to be talking about what we're going to do. My goodness, Valentine. Once they see the road is out and the phone lines are down, someone will be along to look in on us, don't you think? Exterior Canyon Road day. We see the utility truck still parked near the landslide, blocking the road. Reveal on the far side, a telephone maintenance truck is now parked, emergency lights flashing, and nearby, amid phone workers climbing in repair gear, 2 more hard hats lying on blood-soaked ground. Interior Fam Van store day. The crowd is still jabbering away. Rhonda speaks over them. No. They listen. They can sense the slightest vibration through the ground. That's how they hunt. That's how they see. So, like we don't vibrate, right? Maybe they won't even come to here, huh? Maybe they'll leave us alone. Val shakes his head and marches over to the topographic map on the wall. Nah, look, they caught up with Edgar here. They grabbed old Fred right here. They nailed the asshole dog right here, and the doctor's place right here. The spots he indicates describe a line leading along the valley straight towards them. Now, this valley is just one long smorgasbord, and if we don't haul ass out of here, we are the next course. We hear an eerie shriek from outside. Something shoots in through the window, striking Earl in the chest. Earl flails frantically at it, but it's only Melvin's basketball. We glimpse Melvin outside, doubled over with laughter. Earl grabs the ball and hurls it viciously back, but Melvin easily dodges it. You little asswipe! You knock that off or you're going to be shitting that basketball! Pardon my French. Now, Val, let's assume they're as dangerous as you say. Where are we going to go that's safer than right here? Well, Rhonda's got an idea about that. You see, they move very easy through the Pleistocene alluvials. The dirt. The loose soil that makes up the valley floor, but they can't move through rock. I think we should travel west to the mountains. You know, up the old Jeep trail. The mountains are solid granite. We'd be safe there, and we could hike along them all the way to Bixby if we have to. Exterior, edge of town day. Nancy rushes back towards Fam Van, still looking. Mindy! Mindy! Exterior, Fam Van store day. We're close on Melvin as he circles around the back of Fam Van's, bouncing his basketball, mischief in his eyes. We can hear the townsfolk inside. No, Valentine, I am not leaving my place. Well, it's going to take us days to get back with help. Doggone it, Viola. It's just plain crazy to stay. Then, to Melvin's astonishment, the steady rhythm of his basketball bouncing suddenly stops. The ball just goes floop and doesn't bounce back at all. He looks down, no ball, just swirling dust at his feet. Interior, Fam Van store day. Everyone jumps as we once more hear an earth-shattering shriek from Melvin. Earl snarls and heads for the door, Val right behind him. Damn it! I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going to help you. Exterior, Fam Van store day. Val and Earl are well ahead of the other townsfolk as they march around to the side of Fam Van's. But where's Melvin? Nothing out here but the oppressive, hot desert silence. Then they hear a soft, shuddering whimper from above. There's terrified Melvin halfway up a telephone pole, clinging to it desperately. Val and Earl freeze in their tracks and glance at each other, realizing instantly what is up. Without a word, they leap desperately in opposite directions. Like a breaching whale, a creature roars up through the earth right where they were standing. Great mouth gaping open, slimy tentacles lashing in all directions. The townsfolk scatter, some heading for their homes, including Viola and Nestor's. Others scramble over each other as they pile back into Fam Vans. The telephone pole shudders. Melvin falls and scampers for the nearest hiding place, a corrugated tin storage shed near Fam Vans. Interior, Fam Van store day. Val, Earl, Rhonda, Miguel, and Fam Van rush in. Jesus Christ! Man, you got a gun? Biggest house? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Quiet! 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 Miguel and Fam Van shut up. Then we hear something new. The building itself creaking and groaning like a ship. The liquor bottles behind Fam Van's vibrate and clink. The creature is moving beneath the building. Now we can hear its peak-like snorting. Like Fam Van and Miguel react as the awful smell percolates up through the floorboards. Val signals them to keep quiet. Finally, the creaking stops. Rhonda addresses the group in an intense whisper. Remember, no noise, no vibrations. Everyone stands, stock still, and sweats. But then, slowly, we become aware of a faint, yet oddly familiar squeak, 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 squeak. Mindy on her pogo stick. They all scramble to the windows. Exterior, Main Street day. There she is, alone in the vacant street. Walkman blaring in her ears, merrily bouncing along to a rock and roll beat. Angle, fan band, store. Thoughts of personal safety vanish as the horrified people lean way out the doors and windows and shout with one voice, Mindy, get off the pogo stick. Get in here, girl. Run, Mindy. Angle, Mindy. She can't hear them over her Walkman. A telltale puff of dust bursts up, not 50 feet from her. Angle, fan van, store. Val sees Mindy as has only seconds left. He vaults straight out the window and charges towards her. Right behind him comes Earl and Rhonda. Angle, Nancy. As she rounds a corner at the opposite end of town, she spots Mindy, then sees Val running. She starts running. Mindy! Mindy! Angle, Mindy. She's lazily bouncing in circles. Squeak, squeak, squeak. She goes wide-eyed as she rotates to see Val coming at her like a mad bull, arms outstretched. The asphalt under her pogo stick cracks and Val tackles her. Both of them tumbling head over heels. She scrambles up, rubbing her skinned elbow and yelling, Ow, Val! You hurt me! Val claps his hands over her mouth. She goes wide-eyed as she sees her pogo stick standing straight up in the cracked asphalt. Then it is sucked down like so much spaghetti. Nancy rushes into frame, hugging Mindy. Val signals her to be quiet. Shh, shh. They sit uneasily. Where's the creature? Suddenly, the pogo stick erupts out of the earth right in their midst. Val runs one way. Nancy and Mindy run the other, heading up the street towards their house. Val scrambles up onto his pickup truck. The creature rams the truck, rupturing a tire as it shakes the truck violently. Val spots Rhonda and Earl, now standing uncertainly halfway between him and fan vans. Go back, for Christ's sake! Rhonda and Earl hesitate. We gotta get him off there. It'll suck that truck down. But Earl now hears something behind them. Down the street, a little wall of cinder blocks framing Viola's driveway suddenly topples over. Oh, Jesus. Rhonda! Another one! Angle, low, Rhonda and Earl. Camera charges toward them. Earl swerves towards fan vans, but Rhonda is cut off. She heads towards the next nearest haven. Exterior storage shed day. The storage shed where Melvin is hiding. It sits in a vacant, weed-choked lot, crashing through the weeds. Rhonda has almost reached the shed when she is suddenly brought up short and slammed face down in a cloud of dust. She cannot get up. Something has got her. She's caught in an old rusted barbed wire fence, lying almost flat, hidden in the weeds. Some strands have come loose and are curled up like a vicious concertina wire. Barely has she taken this in when the ground caves in under her. She rolls wildly to one side as hooked tentacles snake up, missing her by inches. She keeps rolling, crawling, scrambling, anything to get away from the awful maw. But she just gets her legs hopelessly tangled in the barbed wire fence. She freezes. The creature feels around where she was. She calms herself, pulling gingerly at the wire, working tensely to free herself, but the creature's mouth slams shut on the fence like a spider something caught in its web. The monster knows it is on to something. Its hooked tentacles shoot forward to snare 3 feet of fence. Then the creature lunges up and out, swallowing that 3 feet in a big gulp and yanking Rhonda violently toward it. She screams, pants ripped, legs slashed and bleeding. Gulp! She's dragged even closer. Exterior, Main Street, the pickup day. The truck shakes and shimmies as Val's creature tries to pull it down. Val sees that Rhonda's in trouble. He searches frantically for a weapon and finds one, a chainsaw. He leaps as far from the truck as he can and hits the ground, running, yanking furiously on the saw starter cord. Is this an Evil Dead reference? I just got that, sorry. Exterior, storage shed, day. Rhonda is in a dead panic, thrashing helplessly in the barbed wire. The beast takes another gulp of fence, wrenching her within inches of a probing hook tentacle. Suddenly, we hear a nasty roar as Val's chainsaw swings in, slicing the squirming tentacle in half, spraying gore everywhere. The creature unleashes an unearthly shriek, and the other tentacles recoil. The severed one wreathes like a beheaded snake. Val yanks off Rhonda's boots. Come on! Out of your pants! She frantically claws at her belts, but in mere seconds, look out! Tentacles snake out to regain their grip on the fence. Val grabs the saw and starts slashing wildly, but this time the hooked tentacles snag around it and wrench it from his grip. It slams to the ground, motor dying. The monster readies itself for the lunge that will suck Rhonda in. Val grabs her under the arms and pulls. Rhonda wriggles wildly to get out of her wire and mesh pants. The creature lunges. Rhonda pulls free. She and Val tumble backwards. The creature gets only a mouthful of Rhonda's jeans. The next instant, the second creature explodes up through the ground right next to fallen Val and Rhonda. They roll sideways, come up running, and sprint for Fam Vans along an old wooden sidewalk. Exterior, Fam Van store day. Earl flings open the front door. Val and Rhonda race toward the porch. Right on their heels, the creature ripples the boards like an ocean wave. Come on! Don't look back, just run! Run like screaming fuck! They dive through the open door of Fam Vans. The rippling boards zoom on past it. Earl quickly eases the door shut. Interior, Fam Van store day. Earl turns to breathless Rhonda. Pardon my French. Holy shit. Even for a script, this thing fucking clips. Dissolve to interior Fam Van store later. It's a tense, edgy group. Every movement made is in slow motions. Every word is a whisper. They gaze grimly out the windows at the silent, deserted, heat-shimmering Main Street. Val gingerly dabs iodine onto the cuts on Rhonda's legs. She doesn't even wince. You paying attention? This ought to hurt like hell. It does. She smiles at him. So is that one of your usual jobs? Saving people's lives? First time for me. She gazes at him. He looks away. Over at the bar, Fam Van holds up a new pair of pants for Rhonda. Oh, thank you. Grateful for something to do, Val eases over to get the pants. Rhonda looks after him. Then she becomes aware of someone staring at her. It's Earl, giving her a big Cheshire cat grin that says, "What did I tell you?" Love you, Fred. You'll always be missed. Fam hands the pants to Val. Then Fam and Miguel reach simultaneously for his soda bottle and knock it over. It rolls all the way down the bar as a flurry of desperate hands trying to stop it. No good. It rolls off the end and crash. Everyone freezes. Sure enough, the building shudders. Floorboards creak and bend as searching tentacles thump and scrape along under the floor. People close their eyes, not even breathing. Finally, the noise subsides. Everyone relaxes a little. So what are we gonna do? You know? How long till they go away? They got the patience of Job. They'll just sit and goddamn wait till they hear something that sounds like lunch. We need a plan. I got a plan. You and Val take your truck. Get to the mountainside to Bixby. Get us some help. Those scumsuckers ate my radios, fam. Well, you could take my truck then. Nah, good. You need a major four-wheel drive just to get up that Jeep trail. They all shut up when they hear Viola's dog yapping in the distance. Exterior, Viola's trailer day. Up the hill across from Fam Van's, the old trailer looks perfectly peaceful, except Viola's dog keeps yapping. Then we hear panicked Viola, "Quiet! Quiet, you hateful thing!" Interior, Fam Van's store day. "Shut it up! Shut the little bastard up! Chuck him out the door like a little hors d'oeuvre. Hors d'oeuvres." I never know how to say that word. like a little hors d'oeuvres. Interior Viola's trailer day. We hear a loud whap. The dog's bark simply changes to piercing yelps. It would be funny, except the trailer suddenly bucks upward, hit from below as though by a pile driver. Again and again, the unseen creature slams into the frail structure. Get away! Get away! Oh God in heaven, help me! The trailer is finally knocked right off its foundation. It tips over and tumbles all the way down the hill. As the dust clears, all is silent. A huge hole is torn in the trailer's floor. Viola's possessions are scattered everywhere. Interior Fam Van store day. Everyone stares in shock. Oh my God. Son of a bitch. Low-life, putrid scum. Gotta do something. Gotta get the bastards. Man, what the hell can we do to those things? Well, we're sure as hell not gonna sit here being quiet for God knows how long, are we? Now, wait a minute, Earl. I got enough food here to last us for weeks. Those damn things, they can't wait around forever. We can do it. I mean, if we have to, right? Everyone turns away from the windows, gingerly sitting down, glumly pondering this possibility. There is a long silence. Then suddenly, whoa, the silence is shattered as Fam Bam's big freezer compressor suddenly comes on. Jesus! Shut it off! Shut it off! Fam runs to the freezer. Its on-off switch is buried behind stacks of soft drink cases. He tears at them like a madman, toppling them this way and that. Earl and Val join him. But right behind Fam, the floor buckles up, a monster's snout bursting through and engulfing one of his legs. The creature starts to back down into the jagged hole, dragging, screaming Fam with it. Val, Earl, Rhonda, and Miguel grab Fam's arms, but are no match for the monster. It shakes and spins him like some gigantic dog, effortlessly throwing them off, relentlessly pulling Fam down. The hole in the floor is too small for Fam to fit through. As one leg goes down, the other is bent hideously backwards. Fam screams and screams as jagged wood tears into him. Bones snap, ribs crack. The others grab him again, but are utterly helpless. With vicious, powerful jerks, the creature yanks his man-mangled body down. The last thing we see is his foot, now folded back past his head, and he is gone. Val is wild with helpless anger. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! The floor bulges up in another place. A second creature, then a third, coming right up under them. Earl sprawls onto the bar. Rhonda springs onto the shelves in the middle of the store, knocking groceries everywhere. Val and Miguel climb up shelves which cover the rear wall of the store. The whole building shakes and shudders, dust powdering down from the ceiling. Flailing tentacles are everywhere, slashing open food packages. Clouds of flour fill the air. Val spots a hatch in the ceiling. Everybody, this way! The roof! Earl leaps from the bar to the rear shelves. Val and Miguel slide sideways till they're beneath the hatch, then use the shelves as a ladder, climbing up to the hatch. Val pounds on it frantically. In the middle of the store, though, Rhonda leaps from shelf to shelf to shelf, trying to get closer to where Val is. Soon she reaches the last one, balancing precariously, but a creature tips over the first one. The shelves topple like dominoes. Crashing toward Rhonda, she is half catapulted, half jumps right through an open window, ripping through the screen. Val sees what's happened. With maniacal strength, he smashes open the hatch and climbs out onto exterior Fam Van store roof day. Val rushes to the edge of the roof shouting, Rhonda! Rhonda, keep moving! Don't stop! He looks down where Rhonda fell. She's not there. He hears a whistle and is relieved to see exterior water tower day. Rhonda is perched as high as she can get on the water tower near Fam Van's. It's maybe 25 feet tall, a simple wood frame holding a big galvanized tank. The wooden legs stand on big concrete anchors buried in the ground. Exterior storage shed day. Melvin peers terrified out the shed door, up at the guys on Fam Van's roof. Hey, what's going on, man? What the hell are you doing up there? Melvin, shut the hell up. Get up on your roof. It's too late. Wham! A creature strikes. The little shed shudders, dust puffing from every old seam. In a split second, Melvin has climbed to the shed roof. Exterior Nancy's house day. Nancy and Mindy peer to the window, surprised to see the men on Fam Van's roof. Exterior perfection wide day. We hear Val shouting to the remaining townsfolk. Nest there! Nancy! Exterior Fam Van's store roof. Get up on your roof! Up on your roof! They come through the floor! The store shakes and shimmies. We hear the monsters' thunder is crashing from below. Can't you shout a little quieter? Exterior, Bert and Heather's house, day. Bert and Heather's place, about a mile from town, is no nonsense, functional, ugly. Unpainted concrete walls, no yard, chain-link fence. Bert and Heather drive up in their big Blazer and park right beside the house. Hot and tired, they climb out, each carrying a heavy scoped hunting rifle. Bert peers toward perfection through binoculars during, I can't believe it. No tracks, no sign, no spoor? Yeah, whatever they are. You think after all those sheep they'd have to take a dump someplace. What the hell's going on in town? Exterior perfection. Telephoto Bert's POV day. The town is a very strange sight. It's as though an invisible flood were in progress, driving people to high ground. We see Rhonda perched on the water tower, Val, Earl, and Miguel on the store roof, Nancy and Mindy on their roof, Melvin on the storage shed, Nestor on his roof. Exterior Fam Van store roof day. Val and Earl gaze out at the town, trying to concoct a plan. Suddenly, Earl perks up. The men speak softly. Hey, here's the plan. Nestor's Cadillac, his tires are 916s. We sprint for it. Grab the spare, put it on the truck with our spare. Val stares at him incredulous. How the hell long it take you to change a tire? Just about too damn long. Bolt pattern's probably wrong anyway. We need another plan. Suddenly, down in the store, Fam Van's CB radio squawks loudly. Yo, PV! Bert here! Come back! The building shudders as the creature again smashed through the floor inside, looking for the source of the noise. Val, Earl, and Miguel scramble to the edge of the roof. Exterior Fam Van store day. The CB radio sits on a shelf near an open window. Tentacles are feeling along the wall just below it. Val appears outside the window, upside down. He snatches the radio and is hauled straight up out of frame. Fam! Anybody copy? Exterior Fam Van store roof day. Miguel and Earl haul Val by the feet back up onto the roof. Val quickly turns down the CB value. Bart, now listen. We found out what's been killing people. Over. Interior Bert and Heather's place basement day. A peculiar cross between bomb shelter and blue-collar den. Bert's wood-paneled basement has all the comforts for post-apocalypse living. Bert talks on his CB. Negative copy on that, fam. Check your frequency. I'm on 49. Bert, can you hear me now? Just barely, fam. What are y'all doing up on your roofs? What the hell's going on? Come back. A few feet away, Heather works at their ammunition reloading bench. She dumps a few hundred empty cartridge cases into a case cleaner and switches it on. It hums loudly as it vibrates. Interior Fam Van store day. The groping tentacles swiftly suck back below the floor, tilt up to see out the window. Some distance away, a couple of old trash cans topple over as the creature streaks past beneath them, making a beeline for Bert's. Exterior Fam Van store roof day. Miguel points frantically at the trash cans. Oh, man. They're going, man. I think they're going for Bert. Val talks a little louder into the mic, intercut as needed. Bert, this is Val. Get out of your basement. Take your radio. You and Heather get up on your roof. Then we'll talk, okay? Val, what the hell you doing back already? Bert, get out. Get up on your roof or someplace. We found out what's been killing people. They're under the ground. What's under the ground? We're not getting up on the roof. Earth shelter's the best. I've known that since I was a kid. Listen! We know what they are. They're big things under the ground, much bigger than we thought. They're coming after you. They're coming right now. Interior Bert and Heather's house, basement day. Hearing that warning, Bert and Heather go into a well-honed drill. They grab their hunting rifles and take positions on the basement windows. Bert scans with the binoculars. He sees nothing. He glances at Heather. She shrugs. Nobody coming. We don't see anything, Val. Now what the hell are you talking about? Over. Val is frantic. How do you explain these things? They're coming under the ground. They can dig like a son of a bitch. Big monsters under the ground. Bert, now get the hell out. Hurry! Bert and Heather exchange looks. Has Val gone nuts? Then they hear a low rumble. Growing louder and louder. Tools hanging over the workbench start to shake. The decorative cow skulls on the wall rattle. The overhead lights sway. And then everything stops. Dead silence. Except for the hum of the case cleaner. Then the wall moves. The wood paneling bulges slightly. Nails pop out. The wall is pushed again. The paneling cracks. A cow skull falls. Bert and Heather level their rifles, and a huge fucking creature pushes right through the wall. Fully half its bulbous spike body rise out into the center of the room. Great multi-part jaws drooling open. Hooked tentacles lashing out. Exterior fan van store. Roof day. The three men can hear the chaos over the... Jesus Christ! The CB goes dead. The men stare numbly. Then, drifting across the desert, a soft popping sound. The men perk up. They know what that is. Distant gunfire. The gunfire is interior Bert and Heather's house, basement day. The gunfire is deafening as Bert and Heather blast away. Globby blood spurts from a dozen wounds, and the creature pulls back a little. The couple keeps firing until magazines are empty. The creature lunges forward again. Pan with Bert and Heather to reveal a wall of the basement we haven't seen until now. A wall covered with guns. Handguns, long guns, riot guns, flare guns, antique guns, military guns, elephant guns! Heather grabs an HK-91 assault rifle, slams in 2 magazines, and opens fire. A hooked tentacle snags her boot, yanking her right off her feet. Bert pumps out 8 devastating blasts from a 12-gauge riot gun, severing the tentacle. Heather is on her feet in an instant. She expertly flops her double magazine over, loading it full. Fucking tapes it upside down and opens fire again. Boom, boom, boom. Bert grabs an AR-15 semi-auto and joins her. They lay down massive fire, virtually disappearing in a muzzle flash and smoke. Ejected case shells clatter and clang all around the room. The guns are empty. The creature is still fucking coming. They back down the wall, desperately grabbing weapons, one after the other. A lever action. A magnum handgun. Even a fucking flare gun! Which Heather fires right into the creature's mouth. Shrieking in pain, the horrid thing keeps wriggling toward them. Bert and Heather scramble up over a desk to keep something between them and it. Bert smashes open a fancy glass case holding a huge 4-gauge elephant gun. He slams in 2 gigantic cartridges nearly an inch in diameter. He fires! BOOM! The concussion literally shakes the building. The recoil slams Bert back against the wall. The monster bullets tear holes in the monster. Great gouts and curdles of blood spew from it. Bert hit an artery! Or something. The beast convulses grotesquely, then collapses, deflating like a beached whale. Bert and Heather stagger together and hug each other fervently. They stare, dumbfounded, at the massive, dead horror. Bert suddenly shouts vehemently, "Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you bastard?" Exterior fan van store roof day. Val, Earl, and Miguel listen to the silence, hoping for some sign that their friends are alive. Suddenly, "We killed it! You got that? We killed that motherfucker! Come back!" It takes a moment for this to sink in, then the men cheer as quietly as possible. Roger that, Bert. Congratulations. Be advised, however, there are 4 more, repeat, 4 more motherfuckers. Come back. Exterior, Bert and Heather's house, roof day. Bert and Heather dash out onto the roof, laden with weapons, ammo boxes, and their CB radio. They hit the deck, assorted rifles and the elephant gun at the ready. Exterior, fan van store, roof day. Val shouts to everyone, "They got one! They killed one of the sons of bitches!" Exterior, storage shed, roof day. Melvin pumps his fist in the air. "Way to go, dudes!" Exterior, the Stern Good house, roof day. Nancy and Mindy hug each other. "All right!" Perched on his Spanish tile roof, Nestor pours coffee from his thermos and raises a cup in toast. Exterior, water tower day. Rhonda lets out a whoop. Yes! Yes! Exterior, fan van store, roof day. The men sit temporarily jubilant. "Well, I guess we don't get to make fun of Bert's lifestyle anymore, huh?" Val grabs the CB mic. "Hey, Bert, any chance you can get the rest of them? Come back." Exterior, Bert and Heather's house, roof day. Bert and Heather peer from their fortress-like roof. Bert spots earth bulging up near the foundation of his house. "1 second, Val." He grabs the elephant gun and takes 2 well-aimed shots. 2 deafening booms, which echo off the distant mountains, but the bullets bury themselves harmlessly in the dirt. The bulge in the dirt moves calmly away and sinks from view. Heather shakes her head. "You're not even getting penetration with the elephant gun! Damn!" "Val, we can't get him. Never figured on having to shoot through dirt. Best goddamn bullet stop there is. Come back." Exterior, fan van store, roof day. The men are disappointed. That's not what they wanted to hear from Bert. Then Earl perks up and grabs a CB mic. "Okay, Bert, listen. Forget shooting them. Tell me this. Can you get to your truck?" "No problem." "Good. You've got the only truck in the valley that can make it up that Jeep trail. So here's the plan. You and Heather go for help. Get to the mountains." But Rhonda interrupts, pointing urgently from the water tower. "Hey, guys! They're up to something!" Val, Earl, and Miguel rush to the edge of the roof and look down where she's pointing. A creature is running its tentacles along the building's foundation. It's a strange, more studied movement than we've seen before. "What's it doing? Why do you keep asking me?" They all stare nervously down as the tentacles feel their way along the wall, moving toward a corner of the building. Suddenly, Miguel spots something down the next wall. "Hey, there's another one coming!" Another set of tentacles is feeling along the adjacent wall. The 2 creatures meet at the corner, their tentacles touching rather like ants' antennae. Then they submerge, tentacles zipping into the earth. Nothing happens for a moment. Then the corner of the building suddenly heaves up a couple of feet. Clapboard siding splits. A warped window shatters. We don't see the creatures, only the effect of their shoving from below. The men nearly lose balance and the corner sinks back down. What the hell was that all about? Exterior, Nancy's house, day. Nancy and Mindy are still huddled on the roof. They don't make a sound. They're startled when suddenly the house groans and tilts as creatures give it a tentative shove. Nancy and Mindy frantically cling to the peak of the smooth roof. The picture window shatters. We hear beams pop and crack. Dishes crash off shelves. The front screen door swings open. At last, the house slowly settles back down. Exterior, fan van store roof, day. The men are watching Nancy's house tensely. They weren't making no noise. What is it bothering them for? It's like they're studying the buildings, trying to figure them out. Rhonda chimes in from the water tower. Yeah, they're confused. They can feel our vibrations, but they can't find us. They're working together, too. Yeah, like they got a plan. Breaker there, Earl. What do you want us to do? Hang on, Bert. These bastards are up to something. Exterior, Nestor's house, roof, day. Straddling the peak of his steeply sloping roof, Nestor grabs on in panic as the creature lifts the place up slowly. The roof warps, Spanish tiles shatter and rain down on the ground. This causes a flurry of activity. Tentacles snake around where the tiles fell. We hear creatures crash through inside, snorting and huffing. They attack the house in earnest, shaking it violently, pushing the front wall out till it falls flat. The roof collapses on that side. Nestor can't hang on. He slides all the way down, landing across a window on the flattened wall. The next instant, he is grabbed and pulled through the earth right into the ground. He screams. Dolly along the ground, heading towards the storage shed where Melvin is. All we can see is dirt, but we can still hear Nestor screaming underground. His screams get more and more faint as Dolly ends on exterior storage shed day, close on horrified Melvin as he rocks back and forth autistically. Oh, wow, man. No way. No fucking way, man! You gotta do something! You gotta do something! Exterior, Nancy's house, roof, day. Nancy comforts Mindy. Exterior, water tower, day. Rhonda turns away. Exterior, fan van, store, roof, day. Val, Earl, and Miguel stare in horror and disbelief. Miguel crosses himself. They're in worse trouble than they thought. He knocked his place down on purpose. They're going to tear this whole town out from under us. Exterior, Bert and Heather's house, day. Bert and Heather's truck is parked in foreground. The couple is up on the roof in background. Bert prowls along the edge of the roof with the elephant gun. Heather mans the CB. Bert, Heather. Yeah, Val? Look, we're in deep shit over here. Let's change that plan. A hump of dirt raises near the base of the house. Bert jerks his rifle to his shoulder and squeezes off a shot. The hump moves away from the house. Knock it off, Bert! I think I scared him. Yeah, forget going for help. We'll all be dead long before you get back. Still moving away, the hump of dirt passes under the sidewalk, rippling the flagstones gently. We're here, Val. Just tell us what you need. Come back. Yeah, they're tearing this town out. They're tearing down the houses around here. We all got to get out of here. Together. Now. The hump of dirt passes under Bert and Heather's truck, rocking the vehicle slightly. We're with you, Val. We'll come get everybody. Just hang tight. The truck's security alarm starts booping. Bert and Heather stare down helplessly as the noisy truck is furiously attacked by the frenzied creatures. Dust flies as metal rips and tires shred. Exterior, fan van, store, roof, day. Val, Earl, and Miguel listen in disbelief to the distant truck alarm. It finally sputters and dies. Val, we're gonna have to forget about the truck. Yeah, Heather, we got you. They've hit rock bottom. They sit in helpless Desperate silence. Over on the storage shed roof, Melvin is losing it. Hey, man, you better think of something, man. You gotta do something. Who? You and Val, man! Miguel nods in agreement. Val and Earl stare at him, incredulous. What? Since when the hell's everything goddamn thing up to us? You guys do all the odd jobs around here. Val just stares at her. Then, crash! The store suddenly creaks and groans. The creatures are back. One corner of the store lifts up, beams splintering. Then another corner lifts up. The roof tilts like the deck of a storm-tossed ship. From now on, the monsters shake and ram the building almost constantly. Hanging on tight, the men peer over the edge. We don't have a whole lot of time here. Meanwhile, Rhonda tries her desperate best to be logical. Look! The situation hasn't changed. We still have to get to Solid Rock. There must be some way. Like what? There's nothing left that'll make it to those mountains. Hey, Val. Wait, man. We need a helicopter is what we need. Or a goddamn tank. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The cat. Can we take the cat? Jesus, it's slower than hell. Yeah, but it weighs better than 30 tons. No way they could stop that. But we can't all fit on the bulldozer. But Val is warming to the idea. No, but we could pull something. We could, I don't know, drag a car behind it. Car? like a big armored car needs something bigger, tougher. Our truck, maybe. Or oh hell, that old semi-trailer. Its tires are flat. Doesn't matter. That cat can pull anything. Well, all right. We just roll on out of here. We got a plan. They squinted the bulldozer way in the distance. Of course, that's one hell of a long walk. They stare grimly, momentarily stuck for an idea, then... Listen, they only respond to vibrations, right? Couldn't we distract them somehow? Yeah, good. Something to keep them busy. We need a decoy. Hey, Melvin, want to make a buck? Fuck you! Miguel grabs Earl and points down at Little Garden Tractor and a jumble of Fan Vam's equipment and tools near the side of the store. Hey, how about the tractor? Start him up. Let him go off by himself. Let those things chase it all over if they like that noise. Not bad. What do you think? The store takes a heavy hit. The front porch collapses with a terrific crash. I think the ground's getting closer. I think we do it. We're going to save our asses here. Wait, how are you going to know they're all following it? Good point. We got two right here. Val scrambles to the highest point of the sagging roof and shouts to Nancy. Nancy! We got to find all four of them. How many you got over there? Exterior Nancy's house, roof day. The house shuddering and shaking. There's one. I think one. Exterior Fan Van store, roof day. Earl grabs a CB mic. Bert, Heather, we got a little sort of plan going here. Maybe. Can you tell if you still got any of those things out at your place? Come back. Exterior Bert and Heather's house, roof day. Yeah, still got one poking around. That's 4. Let us know if it starts moving. Roger that. Exterior Fan Van's house, tractor day. Val and Earl have lowered Miguel down to a windowsill right above the garden tractor. He has used his handkerchief to tie the steering wheel to keep the front wheel straight. He jams the throttle open and signals thumbs up to Val and Earl above. Exterior Fan Van store, roof day. Val and Earl stride purposely toward the opposite end of the roof, realizing they have the same idea. Each one tries to edge ahead of the other. I'm making the run to the cat. Like hell you are. Get real, I'm faster than you. I'm best at driving the cat. Only if something happens to me. Look, you better listen. I'm older and wiser. Yeah, well, you're half right. Earl raises a fist. The challenge. They do scissors, rock, paper. 1, 2, 3. Val loses. Damn. Guess I have to do it. I won. I pick who does it. Val glares at him. Earl's obviously determined. Ready when you are, Miguel. Earl positions himself, nervous as hell, ready to leap at the right moment. Exterior fan van store tractor day. Miguel leans out precariously and pulls the tractor starter cord. Nothing. On the second try, it starts. He slams into gear, and it sends it out toward open desert. The store shakes under Miguel, almost knocking him off the windowsill, as two humps of dirt pursue the noisy tractor. There they go! They're chasing it! They're chasing it! Exterior Nancy's house day. A spout of dust erupts near the foundation as the creature beneath zooms away toward the new sound. Nancy whispers, "It's going! There goes this one! It's going!" Exterior fan van store roof day. The CB radio squawks, "Hey! This guy just took off like a shot. What should people do?" Earl is poised to leap. Val steps up and slaps him on the back. "Watch your ass, shithead. Don't worry about me, jerk-off." Val instantly elbows Earl hard in the stomach. As Earl doubles over, Val springs off the edge of the roof. "You goddamn suicidal son of a bitch!" We see Val running for all he's worth, and there's the bulldozer at the edge of town, a long way away. Exterior desert day. Low camera pursues the garden tractor as it bounces along. Exterior perfection day. Val charges across the vast open area that separates him from the bulldozer. We can hear the tractor droning along in the background. Exterior desert day. The tractor suddenly takes a bad bounce and flips over. The engine dies. Exterior fan van store roof day. Earl, Rhonda, and Miguel have seen the tractor take a header. "Oh my God!" Exterior edge of town Val day. Val's crunching boots seem incredibly loud in the sudden silence. He hesitates, glancing over his shoulder. He's totally out in the open, halfway to the bulldozer. Should he go back or go forward? He decides to go for the bulldozer. Exterior desert day. All four creatures are now heading for Val. Intercut, four slightly different low camera angles speeding over the ground, racing after him. He strains to the limit, breaths coming in painful rasps, but the creatures are closing in on him with chilling ease. Exterior fan van store roof day. Everyone watches in horror. He'll never make it. They're gonna get him. Val, stop! They're coming! Don't move! Exterior edge of town, Val day. Val hears her and stops dead. So do the creatures. Maybe 20 feet away, their giant snouts poke up out of the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Val stands trembling. The creatures softly shuffle back and forth, searching blindly for him. Hooked tentacles feeling everywhere. One tentacle sweeps towards Val's boot. He manages to lift his foot just in time, letting the tentacle pass beneath it. He balances precariously like a flamingo. Exterior fan van store roof day. It worked. I can't find him. Okay. We gotta make some noise. A lot of noise. Hey, you sorry sons of bitches! Come and get me! He starts jumping noisily up and down. Miguel joins in, cursing the monsters in Spanish. Exterior water tower day. Rhonda kicks and shouts, but it's obvious they need something louder. She spots the aging outlet pipe coming from the water tank. Bracing herself, she kicks at it with both feet. It finally gives way at a rusted joint. A torrent of water blasts out, thundering into the dirt. Exterior edge of town Val day. All the creatures wheel about in the dirt and zoom off toward town. Val breathes a big sigh of relief and sprints to the bulldozer. Exterior fan van store roof day. That did it, girl! Goddamn good thinking! Exterior water tower day. A mass of tentacles and snouts swirl through the big puddle where the water is falling. The creatures breathing throws up spouts of muddy water. Rhonda looks down nervously. Earl calls reassuringly from fan vans. Don't worry. No way they can lift that tower. I mean, it's really heavy. Insert concrete footing. The dirt begins to cave in around the tower's footing. The creatures are digging the dirt away. Back to scene. The water tower tilts ever so slightly, creaking and groaning. Rhonda frantically grabs a handhold. They're not trying to lift it! Exterior bulldozer day. Val lands in the driver's seat and turns the engine over. It doesn't start. No fucking way! The old machine starts. Val slams it into reverse and backs up towards the semi-trailer. Exterior water tower day. The water tower is starting to tilt seriously. Water spills over the top edge of the tank, drenching Rhonda. Exterior bulldozer day. Val has used heavy chains on the back of the bulldozer to jerry-rig a hitch to the semi-trailer. Now he scrambles back into the driver's seat. He guns the engine, wrenching the old semi-trailer from years of dried mud and tumbleweeds. Ancient tires disintegrate. Rusted wheels screech and complain, but it moves. Val lets out a whoop and heads full tilt for town. He's suddenly shocked as he sees exterior water tower day. Rhonda's in big trouble. She scrambles to the high side of the tower platform. The tower's going to tip over at any moment. Its roof slides off and crashes into the street. On fan vans, Miguel and Earl are tearing apart the swamp cooler, throwing pieces of it off the roof, trying to distract the creature, but they can't compete with the noise from the water. In the background, the bulldozer rumbles towards the tower at top speed, an excruciatingly slow 8 miles per hour. The tremendously heavy water tower tank suddenly tears loose, sliding off its platform, nearly carrying Rhonda with it. She ends up hanging from a crossbeam as the water tank splatters like an enormous egg below, sending a small tidal wave down the street. The remains of the tower tilt crazily, nearly 45 degrees. The bulldozer grinds closer and closer. Rhonda tries to climb up, but the jostling and shuddering of the tower keeps her dangling precariously. Suddenly, she falls and lands in the dirt. The creatures zero in on her. She turns wildly and leaps for the blade of the approaching bulldozer. The blade is only inches off the ground, but Val swiftly raises it, lifting Rhonda high into the air just above the grasping tentacles. That's fucking dope. Exterior perfection, Main Street day. As Rhonda climbs down into the cab, Val heads the bulldozer over to fan vans and stops. Almost as soon as he does, creatures attack. A frenzy of tentacles grabbing at all sides of the massive earth-moving machine, slithering into the treads. Val and Rhonda watch this nervously as Earl and Miguel quickly clamber from the roof down into the protective steel belly of the semi-trailer. Val mentally crosses its fingers and sends the bulldozer roaring forward. It effortlessly tears loose from the tentacles, grinding one into a pulp in its treads. The creature shrieks in pain. The humans cheer. At last they have got the upper hand. Exterior, storage shed, day. Melvin dances merrily and noisily on the metal roofing. Way to go, dumb fucking worms! Now haul ass over here, man! Me next! Get me off of here! The flimsy shed seems almost to explode as a furious creature roars up inside. The walls buckle out. The whole structure sags. Melvin scrambles to the peak of the roof. Oh shit! Oh god, help, man! As the unseen creature thrashes around inside the shed, the walls topple outward, and the roof drops to the ground like a pancake. Melvin has lost all self-control and just keeps screaming. Val pulls alongside, jumps down onto the tread, and reaches out to Melvin. But just as they join hands, the creature hits the roof from beneath. Dragging it several feet, Val is yanked off the bulldozer and lands with Melvin on the roof. The creature slams into the roof repeatedly, but the corrugated metal is both light and resilient. It bends, but the frustrated monster can't get enough bite to tear through it. Val and Melvin straddle the peak of the roof, trying desperately to hang on as it heaves up, bucking like a bronco. Earl scrambles into the bulldozer's driver's seat and heads after them at full throttle, the big diesel roaring. Melvin and Val prepare to jump onto the bulldozer, but just before it reaches them, the roof suddenly starts to slide, just like some mad flying carpet, carried from beneath by a creature. Val hangs on like a rodeo rider, struggling to keep fear-crazed Melvin from tumbling off. Exterior, dirt ditch, day. The roof zigs and zags, spins and twists. Melvin and Val won't be shaken loose. Earl does his best to head it off, but it's hard to predict which way the roof will scoot next. The roof careens alongside the edge of a dirt wall drainage ditch, then suddenly skitters along sideways and plunges over the edge. Melvin and Val tumble to the bottom. As they jump to their feet, "We got about 3 seconds!" Val sees, almost right above them, an exposed pipe which spans the ditch. He shoves Melvin towards it. They leap up and grab the pipe, pulling their legs up as high as they can. An instant later, the creatures blast through one wall of the ditch, roar past beneath them, and burrows into the opposite wall. Earl brings the bulldozer to a thundering stop next to them. "Well, come on!" Exterior, Nancy's house, day. Nancy and Mindy huddle together on their roof. The upraised scoop blade of the bulldozer comes into shot with Val riding it. He helps them step across into it. Exterior, Bert and Heather's house, roof, day. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. Exterior, Bert and Heather's house, roof, day. Bert is using a hacksaw to cut lengths from a heavy vertical pipe to which his TV antenna was anchored. Heather works with the sections Bert has already cut off. She is filling them with gunpowder from reloading canisters and hammering the ends shut. They're making bombs. Then they hear rumbling. What is it? More creatures? They're surprised by the odd sight of the strange contraption approaching. Goddamn. Armored transport. Val climbs up on the bulldozer's roll cage so he's about even with Heather and Bert. A creature occasionally slams into the underside of the bulldozer of the semi-trailer, rocking them slightly, throwing up clouds of dirt. Let's go, you two! We're heading for the mountains! In a minute! He grabs a coil of black powder cannon fuse. He cuts off a length and stuffs it into the end of one of the pipe bombs during... Come on, Bert! We can't hold still long! They're damn smart! And they're getting smarter by the minute! Bert hefts the finished bomb. That's fine! We got some new things to teach them! Damn it! They'll sink this thing just like a boat! Just then, the bulldozer starts to tilt sideways, creatures digging dirt away beneath it. Earl guns it forward out of the depression they're making. See that? They're doing it now! They try it every time we stand still! Bert and Heather are impressed. They rush around the rooftop, gathering food, ammo, guns, the finished bombs, handing them to impatient Val, who hands them down to people in the semi-trailer during, Jesus Christ, we're only going 9 miles! Be there in 2 hours, tops! Yeah, well, those things are going to be on our ass every foot of the way, right? He holds up rifles to Heather, the HK-91 assault rifle, and another elephant gun. What do you think? Max firepower. I go for penetration. 458 shooting solids. Less ammo to carry. Bert nods. Everyone on the bulldozer and semi-trailer shouts, Come on, who cares? Forget it. Let's go, man. Dust flies up. The bulldozer tilts. Earl guns it forward again. Heather and Bert grab a few more things and leap down into the semi-trailer. Give me a gun. I'll take one, man. I wouldn't give you a gun if it was World War III. Earl pilots the strange-looking contraption out into the desert. Bert and Heather watch their fortress home recede. Food for 5 years. 1,000 gallons of gas. Air filtration, water filtration, Geiger counter, bomb shelter. Underground. Goddamn monsters. Heather puts a consoling arm around him. Exterior, Jeep Trail day. The bulldozer easily lumbers along the really rough road we saw Val and Earl's truck struggle over the other morning. As they come closer, we see Bert and Heather riding shotgun. He's sitting out in the bulldozer's scoop, she on the rear of the semi-trailer. The elephant guns at the ready. Val, Earl, and Rhonda are in the cab. Exterior, cliffs, day. It's late afternoon, sun casting dramatic shadows across the beautiful desert. We are wide, the bizarre vehicle resolutely grinding along not far from the cliffs, nearing the mountains ahead. Exterior, desert, bulldozer, day. As they scan the desert, the people are feeling like they may get out of this after all. Earl calls back to the people in the semi-trailer. Any sign of them? Maybe they just gave up, you know? Yeah, the bulldozer's too much for him, man. As they top a gentle rise, Bert excitedly points ahead. There we go! Solid rock! Everyone cheers, but then Heather points up ahead to one side. What's that? POV of the group, dust cloud day. Perhaps 200 yards from them, a huge cloud of dust wells up from behind big boulders. Back to scene. Back to scene. Everyone stares uneasily at the billowing cloud. Is that them? What else could it be? What are they doing? Maybe they're taking a dump? We're not going over there, right? No, we go straight. Damn it! What the hell are they doing? They're up to something. I don't care what they're doing, as long as they're doing it way the hell over there. Earl shoves the throttle all the way. The engine screams. Exterior desert dust cloud day. We move in through the cloud of dust. Dirt is flying by the ton out of an 8-foot diameter hole in the ground. A huge mound of the tunnel dirt is already piled high. The creatures are digging a tunnel. But why? Exterior desert bulldozer day. We watch the bulldozer rumbling along. It seems unstoppable. The mountains and safety are barely a mile away. When the earth caves in, the bulldozer plunges nose first into an unseen pit dug just beneath the surface. The machine ends up half buried at a steep angle. The semi-trailer is right on the edge of the pit. Everyone is shaken, bruised, bloodied. Val and Earl and Rhonda look frantically for Bert, who is riding out front in the scoop. They're relieved to see him clawing his way out of the pit. Val hauls him up, and all four of them now leap into the semi-trailer. As they come to rest, Val slowly realizes what's happened. They dug a trap. I can't believe this. The idling bulldozer engine coughs and dies. There is a moment's crushing silence. Then the dreaded digging begins. Dust boils up around the semi-trailer. Creatures digging from below. The semi-trailer shakes and shudders, slowly sinking. The people huddle together in sheer panic. Val and Earl grab the nearest of Bert and Heather's guns and fire wildly, hopelessly down at the dirt. Ricochets whine into the distance. Bert grimly digs an overloaded knapsack for one of his pipe bombs. He leaps up between Val and Earl and lights the fuse, looking for a target. Hungry? Eat this! He tosses the bomb at some churning earth and dives back into the trailer. Keep your heads down! Kaboom! The explosion throws up a big plume of dust and rocks. We hear a new, very strange sound of pain from the creatures. The semi-trailer instantly stops shaking. The creatures have stopped digging. All is quiet. The people peer up over the edge of the semi-trailer, looking all around. Then, there they are! POV, the group distant creatures. Numerous spurts of dust mark their paths as they race madly away, fanning out from the semi-trailer. Back to scene. Hey, Bert, did you get one? Or... No, there's still 4 of them, see? There's still 4 different dust trails. Sure got their attention, though. Nice going, Bert. Earl, what about the cat? Earl's already staring down at the bulldozer. No way. It's down for the count. Val looks around. POV, Val, rock outcrop. Towards the cliffs, he sees a big rock outcrop. Back to scene. Rhonda points in the opposite direction from where Val is looking. Here they come! They're coming back! Heather unexpectedly fires 2 deafening blasts from her elephant gun at the approaching creatures, then shakes her head frustrated. They are still coming. Come on, everybody. We gotta run for those rocks over there. Jesus, Val, that's pretty far. Yeah, man, they'll get us. They're sure as hell gonna get us if we stay here. Wait, listen. Bert, do you have any more of those, things? The bombs? Damn right I do. Well, what if we throw one that way, the way we want to go? Then, when the explosion happens, if it drives them away, we all run like goddamn bastards. Pardon my French. Wham! With a jolt, the semi-trailer begins shaking and shuddering again, sinking, smiling. What if it doesn't scare them? What if they don't run? I don't think it does scare them. It hurts them. They're so sensitive to sound, they have to run. It hurts too much. Glances all around. Oh, hell, she's got my vote. Right, we're going to run. Get ready. Val squats in front of tear-streaked Mindy. Mindy, you understand what we're going to do? And don't worry, they can't get us once we're on those rocks. I don't know, man. You're too fast. You can't outrun them. No way. As Bert readies another bomb, he pauses to hand bug-eyed Melvin a huge Super Red Hawk 44 Magnum handgun. Hey, Melvin. This'll make him think twice. Melvin's eyes bug out further. Bert lights his bomb. Heads down! He hurls the bomb. Wait. Whoa! Again, we hear the creature's unearthly shriek of pain. Rhonda's on her feet before the rocks stop falling. She spots the creatures. It worked! There they go! Let's do it! Earl lets out a wild, A war-wild whoop. It's infectious. Crane up with them as everyone piles out of the semi-trailer like soldiers out of a trench. They charge across no man's land. Melvin runs like a demon. He tries to shoot at the first thing he sees, but click, click. Over and over, the gun is empty. Bert, you bastard! Enraged, he doubles his speed, trying to overtake Bert. Mindy can't keep up. Nancy tries to pull her along. Val and Earl swoop in, grab Mindy under either arm, and carry her between them. Angle the creatures. The ground heaves violently as the retreating monsters angrily wheel about and charge back at the humans. Exterior desert rock outcrop day. Big slabs jutting this way and that way. A rock iceberg on a sand ocean. The people scramble onto it in whoops of joy and relief. Melvin charges up to Bert. You asshole! There's no bullets in this gun! Got you moving, didn't it? Bert's line gets a laugh from people, but then tentacles burst up all on the sides of the rock, probing, feeling. The effect is instantly sobering. Bert swiftly grabs out one of his remaining bombs, 6 of them, and holds one ready, but they're in no immediate danger. So now what? Could we make it to the mountains? Use Bert's explosives? No way. We need 50 of those bombs. The hopelessness of the situation suddenly hits Val, Earl, and Rhonda. After a moment, well, that's it. We're not getting off this rock. Not gonna pole vault out of here. That's for damn sure. What's the matter with you? What are y'all talking about? They'll just wait out there till we're dead. That's exactly what they do. As this sinks in, Bert loses his cool, igniting an argument. What? Well, for Christ's sake, we could have made a stand at our place. We had food, water. You can't fight them that way. So you two jackasses hauled us the way the hell out here? Back off, Bert! Well, who the hell put you two in charge? Bert! Those animals would have killed you! Everyone stares in surprise at normally quiet Nancy. You haven't seen what they can do. They'd have dug your place out from under you in half an hour. There's a long, grim silence. Everyone sits glumly. Finally, Bert picks up a bomb and contemplates it. If it comes to starvation, I know what I'm doing. Take one of these, walk right out there with the fuse lit, stuff it down my pants and let them take me down. Boom. Heather puts a soothing hand on his shoulder. Jesus, honey. But now, Earl brightens a little. You know, that's not a bad idea. The others react. Is Earl nuts? No. I mean, it gives me an idea. Going fishing like. Exterior desert rock outcrop later. In the open desert, a rock lands. Then another. And another. Val and Rhonda are throwing them from the rock outcrop. Val, Earl, Rhonda, and Bert have moved away from the main group to another section of the rock outcrop, where intervening boulders will protect everyone from an explosion. Earl has tied a bomb to some nylon rope from one of Bert's knapsacks. Bert places the other bombs safely out of the way behind a ledge. Meanwhile, Val and Rhonda keep throwing rocks. Soon, the ground shifts. There! Right straight out in front of us. Bert has his coil of fuse. How much you think? I don't know. They're pretty quick. 15 seconds? Bert nods, expertly eyeballing a 15-second length and snipping it off. As he stuffs it inside the bomb. What the hell is that anyway? Cannon fuse. What the hell you use it for? My cannon. The bomb is ready. It's a moment of truth. Earl digs in his pocket for the lighter, but Val has it. Val nervously leans over to light the fuse, but then frowns as he sees how Earl is holding the rope. Oh, come on, you're not going to do your lasso thing. Just because you're no good with a rope. Val shakes his head and lights the fuse. Earl whirls the bomb on the end of its rope like a lasso and lets it fly out as far as he can. Then he starts pulling it back in along like a fishing lure. Rhonda stares at her watch as they all sink down below the protected boulder. Come on. Take it. Take the bait. Suddenly, a snout subtly surfaces and gulps down the bomb. A tense 2 seconds later, kaboom! Bullseye! A volcano of gory creature parts. They splatter all over. The remaining creatures shriek and race away again. The people cheer wildly. Cut to exterior desert rock outcrop later. Val, Earl, and Rhonda and Bert prepare to try again. This time, Val has the rope and a new bomb. Rhonda stands by him, ready with the lighter. Earl lobs rocks out into the desert. Where the hell are they? Hope they didn't wise up. Nope, there they are. That's one. Rhonda shakily lights the fuse. Val heaves the bomb out and starts trolling. The creature swallows it. Everyone drops down behind the boulder, Val impulsively grabbing a second bomb. They tense with anticipatory glee, but the creature suddenly spits its bomb back out. It sails back right over their heads and strikes the rocks above them, skittering down a crevice and landing in Bert's pile of bombs. Val and Earl and Rhonda scatter. Bert dives backward over a rock ledge. Ba-bam! 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 All the bombs explode, throwing rocks everywhere. The creatures streak away. Val, Earl, and Rhonda sprawl into the dirt, half stunned. When the panic is over, Val and Earl realize where they are. 50 yards out in the open desert. So is Rhonda, off at an angle from them. Only Bert is safe on the rock outcrop. And the creatures are coming back fast. The stranded trio starts back for the outcrop, but the creatures burst up ahead of them. One blocking Rhonda's path, the other two cutting Val and Earl off. The creatures roar toward their easy prey. Val and Earl freeze. The ground bulges as the creatures skid to a halt, not 10 feet from them. Rhonda stands back, still some 50 feet away, eyeing her own creature. Over on the outcrop, where the main group of people had their sizes up the situation. We gotta make some noise. Everybody come on! Everyone starts hopping up and down, yelling, screaming, and clapping. Bert even runs a few feet out from the rocks, firing a pistol into the dirt. Come on, you slime bag! Over here! Fresh meat! The crowd keeps up the ruckus. The creatures are distracted by the noise, but this time, they don't automatically go after it. Their big snouts turn uncertainly this way and that, but they just stay where they are. Their hooked tentacles slide out, feeling around. Earl whispers, "They're not falling for it." Heather takes careful aim with her elephant gun. "I'll make them pay attention, god damn it." But before she can fire, the creature mysteriously sinks from view. Val, Rhonda, and Earl remain frozen. What the hell is going on? Nothing happens, and then a huge hump of earth suddenly wells up near Rhonda. It sinks back down as fast as it appeared. It's like the creature suddenly lifted its whole body almost to the surface, then submerged again. Another hump rises and falls right near Val and Earl. There's a pause as the men whisper, They're trying to make us move, or just knock us over. Look, use your bomb. It's our last one. We can't kill them all. The creatures try another random barrage of humps, some coming perilously close. They know they'll eventually topple their prey. One comes so close to Val and Earl that pebbles roll down its side onto their boots. Use the fucking bomb! So we get back on the rock in 3 days. We're dead anyway. Well, I want to live for the 3 days. More humps rise and fall. Val gives in. He signals Rhonda, gesturing with the bomb. She understands. He'll set it off, driving away the creatures, and they'll all run back to the outcrop. Val digs for the lighter. Doesn't have it. Earl digs for it too, but he doesn't have it either. They go dead pale. How can that be? They look across 50 feet of deadly open ground. Trembling, Rhonda holds up the lighter. Over on the outcrop, Bert shouts, "What's wrong? Use the bomb, for God's sake!" Val signals to Rhonda to throw the lighter. She nods, but just before she does, a hump starts rising directly under her. She fights to keep her balance, struggling to keep from taking that single step, which will instantly tell the creature where she is. But there is no hope. The hump jerks higher. Her boots slip down the gravelly slide. Instantly, the creature twists towards her, its hungry mouth erupting out of the dirt. She screams and dashes for Val and Earl. They run to meet her. The other creatures surface. The trio is cut off from the rock outcrop. Val and Earl link up with Rhonda, and they all run madly, while Rhonda tries to light Val's bomb fuse. But suddenly, Val yanks the bomb away. "No, wait, this way!" He veers off in a new direction. Startled, Earl and Rhonda have no choice but to follow as they desperately try to catch up to Val. "What the hell are you doing?" "I got a goddamn plan!" Earl looks up ahead. They are headed right for exterior cliffs. The massive cliffs. Earl's eyes bug out. In seconds, they'll be right at the brink with nowhere to go. "This better be one great plan!" As they skid to a stop at the very brink, Val breaks off the bomb fuse, leaving only 1 inch of it. He whirls to check the progress of the advancing creatures. "Get ready!" He holds the bomb out to Rhonda. She instantly tries to light it. He grabs her wrist so hard it hurts. "Light it, man! Light it! Not yet! Not yet!" The charging creatures are almost underfoot. Finally, Val pulls Rhonda's hair over to light the fuse. Instantly, he hurls the bomb as far as he can behind the creatures. "Too far! You threw it behind them!" The ground opens under their feet. Tentacles snake toward Val and Earl. A horrid mouth clamps onto Rhonda's boot. She screams as it starts to pull her down. Whoa! The bomb explodes. The creatures shriek in pain, instantly releasing their prey and racing away from the painful shockwave in the only direction that they can. Exterior cliffs, wide low angle, right out through the face of the cliffs. The huge shrieking creatures seem to hang in midair for a moment, their grotesque bodies undulating in pain, and then they fall and fall and fall 1,000 feet. Exterior, bottom of cliffs, day. The creatures land on massive, jagged rocks, exploding like immense, horrid watermelons. Multicolored gore festoons the whole cliff face. Tilt up to see 3 tiny figures standing at the top of the cliff. Exterior, cliffs, day. Val peers down at the distant creatures for a long time. Then he notices Earl and Rhonda are staring at him. Where the hell did he get that idea? After a moment, well, it just suddenly hit me, you know. Stampede. They turn and head back toward the others. They laugh as they realize how stealthily they are walking. Val starts taking big, exaggerated, stomping steps. Rhonda and Earl follow suit. The trio goes off arm in arm, stomping merrily. Dissolve to exterior perfection, Main Street day. Here we go, folks. Val and Earl roll 2 scavenged truck wheels down the street toward their own truck, which is up on jacks, 2 wheels missing. Mindy races past excitedly. Look! A highway maintenance truck is rolling into town, followed by a police car. The townsfolk happily swarm around the maintenance men and police officer who gape at the destroyed town. Val and Earl eagerly start bolting on one of their new wheels. Roads in! Roads in! Now, as soon as we hit Bixby, we start making some phone calls. We can make some real money off this thing. We could get in People magazine. People? Hell! National Geographic. Yeah. Sell the movie rights. We're going straight from blue collar to white collar. Yeah. But no ties. No ties. Rhonda pulls up in her truck, leans out, and snaps their picture with a top-of-the-line Nikon. Hey, guys. Bert loaned me his camera. Howdy, Rhonda. You're, really leaving, huh? You bet. You gonna be, staying up here? Well, yeah, there's gonna be major research up here. First thing is to get some pictures of that one we dug up. An awkward pause. Finally, she extends her hand to them. Val just gives it a quick shake. Well, maybe I'll see you two sometime. And thanks for everything, saving my life and stuff. Yeah, well, you're welcome. She gazes at him. Just a hint of something in her eyes. Earl springs to attention. Is the boy blind? Then Rhonda snaps out of it. Well, see ya. They nod. She drives off. Earl stares at Val, who starts putting the second wheel on the truck. Christ, Val, well, maybe she's not your type, but you could at least be civil. Civil? I'm civil. You're not civil. You're glum. We got the world by the tail with a downhill pull, and all of a sudden, you go glum on me. Earl freezes as a bell goes off in his head. Oh my God. Huh. She got to you. You do like her. Somebody paying you to do this? She just practically asked you for a date. What the hell is wrong with you? Val glares at Earl for a moment. Earl, get real. What does she want with a guy like me? Earl is dumbfounded. What was that? All this time she's not good enough for you. Now suddenly you're not good enough for her? God, my work is never done. You don't decide if you're worthless. She does. But you gotta give her a chance. Val lowers the jack, letting the truck down. Earl, I'm not gonna make a fool of myself. You have got that covered. Earl stands there fuming, mind racing. A last-ditch idea hits home. We see a devilish glint in his eyes. Fine. Make the mistakes I did. I think I'll just be playing this hand myself. What? She likes both of us. We both helped her out. You are so full of shit. Oh yeah? Think about this. She ain't as narrow-minded as you. I'll lay odds she's looking for a character in a man. For my part, I'd be damn proud to have her. I'd goddamn worship her. Earl hops into the truck. I'm going out there right now. Help her take those pictures. Set up her seismo jiggers. Whatever she wants. Who the hell knows what will happen? Earl starts to drive off. Val springs into the passenger seat. Through the truck's rear window, we see Val raise his hand in the challenge. They do a round of scissors, rock, paper. But it's a tie. They go again. It's a tie. They keep playing and tying as they drive off into the distance, and we fade out the end. Val and Earl are super gay. That is my takeaway from that ending so much. I agree with the other gay dudes, the Horror Queers podcast, on what they said. Those guys are so fucking gay. Or bi or something. But they are not straight. Because that ending proves it. Hey, y'all. That was dope. And I made it under 3 hours. I think I'm going to do a whole episode where I talk about this. And I talk about the differences. Which I might do, I don't know, later. Tomorrow's Tremors Tuesday, so maybe I'll be able to do it if I got some time. I'm trying to figure out how to do a live video on YouTube. That's what the Tremor Saga people are setting me up. I think I might be able to do one. We'll see. Stop doing the Twitch. Although I don't mind the Twitch. Thank you all my Twitch people for being here. You're all twitchy. But that was dope. Like I said at the beginning, you could tell that that's a writer's script. And it got produced, directed down by Nancy and Ron, which is really funny because I think Ron is like the gayest. I'm pretty sure that Ron Underwood is gay. Please don't, I might be wrong. Please, if I'm wrong, let me know. But everything I've seen about him, I'm always like, I think Ron might be gay, which is funny because I feel like Ron actually toned down the gayness of the original script. So it's like, I love that. But yeah, that's so cool. And I have to say, the weirdest thing to me about the whole thing is that there's 5 creatures and there's 3 at the end, because I'm just so used to that rivalry with Stumpy. that like that's the last one that does it, and for there to be 3 and then they're all falling. Another great, good job, producer. Like thing, like bravo. Yeah, and again, you can tell lots of improvs from the people. I was kind of I tried not to add them, but there's lots of things that weren't there, and there's no naming of the graboids in this. That's not even in this script at all. At all. It's a completely important thing. It's not there. So yeah, I'd like to thank everybody. You're all awesome. I appreciate everything. Edwin, thank you, Edwin Bank, for being here. Like you're my biggest one. I just got to thank for at least giving some push. Christopher, the Cult of Odd People, Baby Fark McGee's Axe, wherever you're at. I love you, bro. Steve and Brent and Nancy and Ron, thank you guys. Like, thanks for having a great script. If you didn't know and you happen to watch this in time, Steve and Brent are going to be in Chicago reading a new script called Blank Slate. I think I'm going to get to go. I'm really excited. It's on Thursday. I'm literally forcing myself to go and do it just so I can see my heroes and finish that out and do me a proper full circle storytelling. But this has been dope. Thank you. Thank you, my family. And again, I actually always got to say thank you, Caitlin Marie Lutt Burzloff. You're always my one. I don't know if she's listening. She probably is. But this is, wow. Yeah, I have to do a whole episode about the differences in that fucking script. That's amazing. I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Levi Dylan Burzloff Lutt. This is Talking Tremors. Have a great time. Have a great life. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Be well. Stay easy. Kick the ass.